Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and Craig Skidmore here for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love tarot report for the week of May the 17th through the 23rd of 2021. Thanks so much for being here on highvibe.tv. Make sure that you check out highvibe.tv. All the links are down below. And, of course, our awesome apps down here where you can get all the exclusive content by being a member, like all my daily video horoscopes, my weekly sun sign horoscopes, and, of course, weekly intuitive, weekly tarot, and all the other amazing programming we have here with so many of the awesome talent on highvibe.tv and some of our exclusive content that also is mind-blowing. Like, of course, you can get Rising Through the Darkness right now, Purgatory on highvibe.tv by purchasing. You don't even have to be a member for that and still have access on the apps to watch it and so forth, or just Chromecast it to your television. Everything that I am been predicting right now and the weird world we're seeing right now. Oh, this way. This way, right here. This thing right here is going down. Whether you want to believe it or not, why don't you test my theory over this 4-hour video? It's like 4 hours and 30 minutes. It's kind of scary. Spooky. Well, not in a bad way, but I mean, I think if you're not paying attention, like at least I feel safe right now. I got Gabriel and I got the Virgin Mary and I got the Leonardo da Vinci's Annunciation behind me at the moment, and I got the Plague Doctor that
he's watching your back.
Like I'm triply protected right now.
Schniegelworth has your back.
Yes. How are you doing, Craig?
I'm good. I've got my cactus has my back. So,
woo! That's 3. It's got 3 little penises on it. It's beautiful.
Fancy. It's a prick. It's a little prickly pear, to say the least. Had a lovely weekend, though. Got a little sun. Got that vitamin D. Feeling nice and healthy. Got to the desert. It was hot. My lips got chapped as fuck. I had to get me some chapstick. And it was called... What was it called?
Mai Tai.
Lizard tongue. Yep. Summer of Mai Tais. That was in full swing. If y'all aren't aware, you should jump on board. It's a cool trend. All the cool kids. Kids are doing it.
I've been saying that, Craig, unless your Summer of Mai Tais is actually more of like, it's still called Summer of Mai Tais, but it's 2021. Like, that's how you deal with 2021. I don't drink, but for those that drink, you might want to join Craig's Summer of Mai Tais.
Yeah.
Way of life.
You don't drink it all the time, but if you do go out and have a little adult beverage, you just got to get at least one. They're delicious. A little light rum, a little pineapple, a little orange, a little dark rum. Got a little grenadine up on there. You can make yourself a little Shirley Temple if you want. That's what I was doing with Davy Boy back there, mixing them up with some Shirley Temples, just shaking that shit, shaking it, not stirred. It's fancy. We're classy here. It was not
only that, but Summer of Mai Tais has a look, by the way, that unfortunately, not for Craig, because Craig started this look.
Yes.
I called out Matthew McConaughey in a positive way, too. Just like, hey, don't forget. Because look at Matthew McConaughey here. What, does he think he's Craig now? Like, does he really think he's Craig?
He wishes.
You should check it out on my Instagram.
Hopefully. Hit me up. McConaughey can be your body double.
Matthew, exactly. You know what? I think Matthew actually should want to know you and want to know us.
All right. I did like him until he posted that picture of him hiking in the middle of nowhere wearing a mask like a freaking kook.
Well, when you try and look like Craig, I mean, you
get lost in the sauce.
You get lost into the Scorpio party and the Mai Tai, Summer of Mai Tais. I mean, you might just end up by yourself on a mountain, like how many thousands? Probably 7,000 feet up by yourself wearing a mask. That's a problem.
That's a big problem. It's a big problem.
So, yeah, it was very. I had an amazing weekend. I had a great one. Look at this tan. This is 3 weeks now in a row out there. Got first place. Got second place on day 2, and I missed a race.
That we did. We did. It escalated very quickly.
It was a very fast escalating weekend, to say the least, for me, too. It's been a very interesting time. Love has struck the Leo King as well.
Yes.
So it's been very nice times.
If the cool cats, out there didn't hear.
What about cool cats?
The fucking cool cosmic cats out there in the YouTube world.
Oh, there are very cool cosmic cats.
Yeah, and some downright dirty dogs.
But we are here for your love and all collective's love. So this show, of course, we're going to go into what is going on in the collective. Of course, I'll give the astrology. I am an astrologer. And then, of course, I am a tarot reader. So I'll give you the tarot. And then we are going to go through all 12 signs individually, which, of course, we go through the high vibe.
I love God.
Chalice.
Of love and desire.
What else is in this motherfucker this week?
Oral copulation. Consensual, of course. I took the dice out.
Yeah, no, I could tell that. And then I've been doing a little bit of the ring thing.
Yeah.
But it's been one of those things where I think good news for love has been happening all over. Like, have you been seeing, like, even more weirder stuff with Bill Gates now? It looks like he was having an affair.
Lots of them.
That one?
Lots of them.
This is the guy that you're supposed to trust for your little fucking one or twoer that you guys are all so obsessed about.
Well, luckily, not too many people watching this are obsessed.
I don't
with
think
it.
so. I think that the people that watch this,
People watch this shit.
Craig
real.
actually, this is Craig's idea, but I don't know if we want to give it away about the magnet on what you were thinking about doing, but.
What was I thinking? Was that a Mai Tai thought?
Do you not remember it?
Which one? I had many thoughts over the weekend. Many
When you're walking
thoughts.
with Craig on a beach in the sunshine and he's in my Thailand, it's a beautiful day. Lots of thoughts coming out. I remember all of them. I don't know if he does or not, but they're really interesting ones. Like you had one idea for people who get the shot that they should wear a magnet that says that they had got the shot, and that will that'll solve everything. Because if everybody's like, hey, like who's got it or who hasn't because of the recommendations by the CDC, well, why don't just the people who got the shot wear the magnet?
Exactly.
Solves the problem. But if you don't understand why, it's because, well, what's really in this thing? And anybody still trying to denounce that magnet thing. I got an email today. Of course, I'm not going to reveal that person's info, but doctor didn't believe it. Asked 5 patients that were administered it. Magnets on all 5 of them worked.
Yeah, and we had my friend send the picture.
Oh, yeah.
She's up in Canada also.
So, and then I think it's Tim Truth. That's the name of the video, timtruth.com. It's a 14-minute video of nonstop videos of people putting a magnet where they got it and it's sticking. What's in that thing? Or the guy with the EMF reader and the EMFs that are coming off that. And that's not made up, folks. Like, you know what I mean?
Folks.
Like, you can't,
Folks.
and like what's sad is like, I have that post with that astrologer that, I don't even know. We're not going to go calling names or anything, but he's just like so lost into this propaganda now that it's like the people in that post when I posted those videos and stuff, they're like, it's on the internet. You can't believe it. It's like, these are real people on their actual like TikToks, not believing it. And actually the magnet sticks on their arm. And they're not having a nice time about it, and they want to know what's in it, and there's nowhere that's going to answer it because they signed a consent form that they're experiments. So I don't know what else to tell people at this point. And so Craig has the Mai Tai thought of the year to solve this problem. Let's have the government, because everything's free, right? No, nothing's free. We're all paying for this shit, including for the experiment.
Yep.
And I guess if we're already spending that much, why don't we just make magnets for people who got it to put it on? And then you all that got it, that have the magnets on, can ask the government, why is a magnet sticking to my arm?
I'm a problem solver, plain and simple. Problem solver over here.
I can't believe I am in disbelief we are in a world where people are like trying to brush that one off. Like, wow.
Suppression of information and denial of accountability, baby.
Oh yeah, you know what? That isn't high vibe. Like,
No.
High vibe is like being willing to answer those questions and being willing to look at them. Like, somebody can send me anything and I will review it. And you know what? Whether that's from whatever's the most accredited place to whatever is some random person's TikTok videos or whatever, I'm willing to look at all things to try and understand this reality and life better. Craig and I had a really good debate about aliens and the videos that are coming out about the alien thing. We might not agree on everything, but we can find common ground still too. But we're willing to have those talks and be able to go through them. But like, we at least both want to engage in the conversation about things. Well, there's some people who right now who are just like, no, I don't see it anywhere. I can't see why you're seeing from where you're coming from.
Like the individual that we spoke to earlier that day.
Oh yeah, actually, and that was like a very disbelief. I mean, we were in Trumpville and fucking. So actually, you know what? The whole notion that all Trumpers, are not about the shot is actually very untrue. There's tons of Trumpers that got it and are getting it more than actually I think the media tries to report. Or did you see the Capitol building with the Q shaman guy?
Yeah, and that photo of the cop explained to them to be respectful and they can come in and all that.
Yeah, and that it's like, is the media going to show that video?
No.
Got leaked by the Capitol police officer. So now it's like, I just feel bad for people who buy the propaganda so bad now on television. It's like, and then when the real shit comes out, they don't believe it. And then they're the ones who call the people who they call conspiracy theorists. It's like, yeah, hey, we have actual evidence here. Like, sorry that, your version of some opinionated people that are paid to read a teleprompter, that you believe that over, actual evidence of like the contrary, which is so crazy. So anyway, I say we go into this collective reading. Why not?
Boom. I slimmed it down. It just says collective.
What it used to say before.
Collective reading.
Oh, well, that makes more sense.
Right?
Well, this is going to be a really weird week. Okay. I think that love-wise, looking at this time, we're seeing a big shift. The sun's leaving Taurus and moving into Gemini. It's going to square Jupiter. But we have Saturn going retrograde this week. So stationary retrograde happening on the 22nd of May this weekend on Saturday. And then we have the sun coming into Gemini technically on the 20th of May. And so with the sun squaring Jupiter, that could be bad luck, okay? Just the energy of bad luck comes from sun squaring Jupiter. But it really is like interesting that it's happening in all this mutable energy. Because now that the sun's going to enter into Gemini with this north node in Gemini, it's triggering the eclipse energy, okay? It's triggering so much with now that Mercury is in shadow and it's getting close to where it's going to come retrograde next week. And what's interesting is it's going to square Neptune while we're having all these really weird things going on. Sun square Jupiter and with Jupiter in Pisces and the sun in Gemini with the nodes. This is going to bring up a lot of like where, and especially I think for love is, one, you got to be willing to go through change, okay? This is going to be massive changeable times, change of environment, and also like having a spiritual understanding. Relationships without a spiritual understanding or communication spiritually ain't going to work. Like you're not going to be able to find your twin or anything like that if we use the analogy. And the Lover's card really is Gemini. If you're not going to be able to find love if you're on completely different spiritual philosophies and ideologies, plus with the South Node being in Sag and the dispositor of that, I feel like this is just going to be a week where it's like the truth is a wild and fun ride. It's not something that is boring, but for some people, they want to stay in boring land. They want to stay in that everything's good and I don't want anything to feel chaotic, where chaotic can be anything from somebody feeling chaotic because of watching the media all day and believing in all that it tells you and the chaos that they try to pour into your life for, 70 plus years. And every Time magazine article, if you just look at it over the last 70 years, we should have died from like a million different things. That's chaos. Or there's the chaotic feeling, or to me, what feels like fun, like, like going on the ride of your life at a amusement park, or the thrill of the chaos of, oh my gosh, I'm going into a relationship and who knows how this is going to go. Like there's all the different ways to look at this stuff. I think the bad luck is not expanding your spiritual truth. I think the bad luck is when you choose to not surrender to the divine and that you think you know better than the divine. Like, this is a war of people's minds against the divine. And the people's minds are going to lose. This is also at the same token with Saturn retrograding in Aquarius. Well, there's frustrations that come up with Saturn retrogrades, okay? Things stop. We are not climbing the ladder any farther, okay? Not till 2022. You will not see Saturn past this degree of 13 degrees of Aquarius. So start to get with the program that you're going to have to realize if you haven't taken risks, if you want to move forward in certain things, it's about what only is moving forward in things that you've already made commitments to, that you've already made choices about. But if you're like on the fence about making a choice still about something, I mean, you know, I think it hurts the most when you wait till the end, but at least it gets done. That's the whole thing about Saturn. It could be like, well, at least I made the choice, even though it hurt. What's worse, though, is when you choose not to choose, which is a choice in itself. There's always a choice. And that choice is not done, and Saturn retrograde happens, and then you are stuck. And especially in Aquarius, you want freedom. No. You want connection. No. So if you've made, I'm going to be honest, in my life, I made a choice about connection in my life. Those are not easy choices, but when you trust the universe and divine timing and you trust connection, you know what? I'd rather choose connection and that trust and in the universe, because that's where it's all supposed to go. And that's really the ride of life. And you got to go with your gut, and you got to trust, and you got to just go. And it might seem crazy to everybody. One thing about this time is, and I know for me, because I'm living it right now, there's some people who think it's crazy for me to enter into focusing on one person and committing all my energy and seeing where it goes. And we both feel the same way, and we both are really happy. But it's left field for a lot of people. But does it matter? Who cares? As long as people in their lives trust whatever feels right. When you get that feeling like this is fucking it, you better not be like so scared of that shit. You got to be willing to throw the unpredictability of Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius, which is unpredictability in itself, and learning to make that your bitch. You know what I mean? You got to make unpredictability your bitch. Or you're going to be just a little bitch that's afraid of unpredictability. I mean, you know, this is about connection now. And this is about the excitement of Gemini, which is like change and truth and stimulation. Or are you blocking that from the spiritual Pisces sense, which is not listening to the divine? And more importantly enough, you know, like kind of going into escapism. And I think that with, you know, even with connection with Saturn, like this isn't about like the like craziest leaps ever, even though there is a part to that. But it's like knowing that connection does take time, right? So it's like there's still got to be like connection, and then there's also got to be the adult way of how you do it. And so I think that this is a time where it kind of feels like it's an all or nothing week in your love life. It's going to be real. Just because with Venus now, with the North Node conjunction, Mercury going to square Neptune, there could be this, you know, looking at your environment and your reality and communication. Like if there's anything that you need to say or things that are still hidden, it's going to start coming up on your emotional and spiritual radar. You know, and that's why I think it's important to use astrology, especially in relationships, you know, and to be honest with people and to be honest with, and if you have questions, answer the questions, like just as they are. Like you don't have to create stories. This is where people can get lost in their junk if they start creating stories. Because especially with the Jupiter square the sun. Not only does Jupiter not like to be in a Gemini, it's not there. But, you know, Gemini is all about truth and what we communicate and what we say. And Pisces is where we can either be from the highest accord of our high vibration, or we could be in our total just denial, and we could self-sabotage. So, you know, there are some things that to tower card out in our life that are not spiritually good for us. But then there are some things that are great for us that we shouldn't tower. And that those are the hard choices. But that has to come down to this week's Mercury square Neptune. This is where your mind and the divine are at battle. This is where your soul and your intuition and your mind are at battle. And you have to, in this one's hard because it's Neptune's in its home sign, and so is Mercury. Mercury has the North Node, Rahu, and Venus, and the sun. But Neptune also has his brother Jupiter, right? So this one's like pretty equal. And I would say that this one's really hard but I would say that the sun and Rahu and Venus and Mercury would win this one, even against the two biggest energies that you could get, and especially in Pisces, just for the fact that the North Node and the eclipses are going to be in here in Gemini. That truth wins, and divine truth, and understanding Hermetic truth, and seeing the point between things, and not looking for a deeper part of intellect of trying to understand your situations, but a more spiritual point of the spiritual's intellect and the higher forces. Because anything that's built right now off falsity will fall fast. Sandcastles are coming down. Anything that's built off divine, godly energy is going to rise like never before. And this is going to be an epic win for the light if you are in that with your love life. But if you have things in yourself that you are not ready to get rid of and be honest with, if you have blocks to your heart, if you have blocks to your soul, if you're lost in escapism itself, it's going to be difficult, because how can you be in your truth and have that environment of truth happen if really you're just in an escapist place, or you escape when you start to see the writing on the wall of that love and light and positivity in your romantic life. It's trying to knock really heavy on the door right now, really loud, but in a beautiful way, of like, hey, this is the truth. This is a trumpet call. Like, this is where the truth is about to come out. We're seeing it in the world, if you want to use mundane astrology. I mean, there's way too many truths coming out. And are you asleep or not? And that's why, the magnet thing, I think, was a great way to kind of put that. So let's see what's going on with the collective for the tarot this week in love. I only do the astrology.
Down.
Huh? What were you saying?
Come on down. That's all I'm saying,
Come on down.
Come on down to Funky Town.
Ding dong.
Ding dong to you.
All right, let's see what's going on. First card that we got for this week is the Devil card. Wow. This is going to be an interesting week. Woo! 7 of Swords. Oh, I was just talking about lies or anything that wasn't going to, that's going to be crazy. The High Priestess reversed. Whoa. Well, the way we get through this is the print. This is going to be the Knight of Cups upright. This is a pretty clear reading right here. There is a lot of lying and betrayal and darkness, and you got to get yourself away from that. If you're single and you're in weird situations, if you're in a relationship and it's fucking weird and there's lies and there's deception and there's a darkness to it and there's an over-attachment to things, because the only way through this is the Knight of Cups. Like, what is pure emotionally that you're moving forward with that comes from a divine, loving, and positive emotional space that is not based off lies? The challenge here is, are you lying to yourself? Or are you lying to others? Are you being lied to? Is there some sort of, there's a lot of deception here. The High Priestess reverse overall, like, are you not listening? That's what I'm saying. You're not listening to spirit? Are you listening to the devil that's actually using propaganda in so many different ways right now? Even programming your romantic life. Look at how this devil, literally, those are lovers that are not in love anymore. They're chained. Like, are you in that kind of relationship? Like, this is, to me, and I'm going to be very real, this is going to be a little different reading. Like, this is the light worker, like, calling in lovers, too. Like, are the true light worker loves happening? Or, like, are you a light worker that know you're in a false relationship, and are you ready to wake up and get out of that and move to a light worker relationship? I mean, there's a lot of that's coming up big time. But the way through this is to move forward into the, and also there's like that, some people are going to experience this week is like leaving all this and moving into something more beautiful and divine with this Knight of Cups upright. It's almost like a baptism, like the water washing, the divinity washing and moving through and clearing off this kind of dark energy that's been around, that's been either the lies and deceits we do to ourselves or the blocks. The Devil comes with the World card reverse. So, oh boy, I feel that there's a lot of people right now in this attachment kind of energy, relationship-wise, or in a backwards world. Like, it's almost like, what's not working? And it's making you feel bad, but you're still doing it. Like, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop. If you're dating that person, it's not working. or you're still trying to find love through maybe like a dating app and it's not working and it just keeps leading you astray, or, you know, you're in that relationship that keeps, I'm going to bring up some sensitive subjects, keeps beating you or keeps emotionally trauma, you know, shit. Like, this is where you got to stop that pattern. This high priestess is reversed because we got the tower reversed. Wow. I was feeling this was the week of all weeks. This is where, oh, nothing's going to fall. I'm okay. I'm not going to pay attention to the signs of this. Like, and then the other part of this is where it's like, no, actually people paying attention to what the divine is saying are building their most beautiful lives right now. And that are in a different world that is not in the darkness. I'm not going to lie. I can share this with Ashley. Like it felt like heaven this weekend. So, you know, there's heaven out there and there's hell. I don't know what y'all want to walk through. I really don't know. But if it doesn't feel like heaven this week, it's fucking not heaven. Like, it's that clear. The divine feels like the divine and hell feels like hell. And if you're single feeling that, you're in something in your life. Might not be the person either that you're dating, or it could just be you're in your own hell and you're attracting hell to you. Or vice versa, like you're in a relationship and it's in hell. Like, this is how fucking intense it is. Wow.
Ta-da, how do you like me now?
Water element came with that. Sensing. I mean, the universe is kind of screaming, listen to your emotions, listen to your senses, listen to what is going on there. That one's coming up extremely, especially, remember, the water element is all three zodiac signs. So it's Cancer, your emotions and your feelings, but it also is Scorpio. What is your intimacy, your trust, and where does it feel? Where's your spidey senses being like, oh, fuck yeah, and then listening to your soul when the divine says. We got to know these things, and we got to wash ourselves away of the darkness. There's either this huge, beautiful washing away of all the bullshit in life and coming into heaven, or it's the opposite, and you're doubling down in the not Mai Tai fucking summer, but like, what would be something gross? Like,
in regards to
dumping yourself in your own fucking shit.
The swamp creatures
shit,
and
a
Princess
shit pool?
Bride.
Or how about this? A fucking you're at the RV park and you're swimming in the dump tank under the ground.
Let's call that Venice Beach.
Pretty much nowadays. Time, look at this. Divine time is coming up. You know, one thing, I think this is going to be the hardest thing for some people. This might be a trigger, but whenever this card's up, like the Santa times are up, okay? And look at how the sun and the moon are aligning in the eclipse for next week. But what's interesting with this is we're seeing the Seven of Swords, we're seeing this Knight of Cups, and then we're seeing this time card that we got here. I would say that it's like, it's time for you to be honest with yourself. If you're betraying yourself and you're washing away and you're stepping into the new beautiful energy emotionally, or it's time for you to not move forward emotionally and stay in this place where you end up around, you know, mischievous energy or being caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in divine timing and deceptive timing. And when it comes to the shadow card that we got, and it's going to be interesting, fucking, especially after these cards this week. Shit. What do we got here? Wow, atonement, out of tone, out of alignment, out of like you know, you're not in tone. It's like when you're doing music, it's like you're out of sync. You're like not especially as a DJ, right? Like I can hear it when a DJ can't mix, but I can also hear when somebody's off key. Like this is where the shadow is. We need to stay like how we tune a musical instrument. In our relationships are either really tuned nice or they're way out of tune, or you're out of tune and you can't find anybody, or you just attract people out of tune because you're out of tune. That's what's going down, and you have to listen to the divine. I was not in the best tuning. And a lot of it had to just deal with, like, I was like, I don't know. But you know what? When the right tune shows up and you're willing to tune to that frequency, and both people are, it fucking... Like there is so much light out there that is being hidden from view. And I feel that this is busting all those walls. What does Ganesha have to say? Because I feel like if we're going to talk about bursting walls, I don't even see Ganesha's up here. No,
Ganesha, no. What do you mean?
No, there's no Ganesha up here.
Someone's getting in trouble then. We won't say that individual's name.
Who is that individual? Well, I can hit my jewel while you hand me this. Thank you, sir. You are the voice of Ganesha.
Someone's in trouble.
Someone's in trouble.
Someone's in deep trouble.
Someone is definitely going to have to come here and do 3 CV cleanings.
You know who you are out there. You know.
Every door handle Lysol 3 times.
You know.
What was it? I was going to look at the chat. I'm not in the chat. I want to look at the chat now. Oh, the Leo and me so curious too. I don't know. I haven't been reading the chat. I'm surprised. I don't know. You haven't brought it up, or maybe people don't give a fuck. They're just like, oh, Leo King fucking posted himself with a chick and whatever.
Aww. You upset?
Guess nobody cares.
You upset? Oh, everybody. You hurt his feelings.
You know what's so funny? I heard one comment like, oh, good. That motherfucker complains all the fucking time. He can't find love. Fuck.
Oh,
I'm just happy to stop hearing him complain.
We're going to have some bomb-ass love readings coming your way.
Yeah, I do better on love readings when I'm fucking falling for somebody, and I'm in a better, you know what I mean? Life goes a lot better for Leo King with all Leos when we're in a love situation than when we're not. So you should be happy now.
Be happy.
But no, I'm not revealing her info astrologically unless she gives that out to you all. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are asking. Thousands of people followed her. Fucking, they're all like, "What's her sign?" Like, well, man, overwhelming. What does Ganesha have to say about? Look at this. I was talking about decisions. Decision. Ooh. Well, what does Ganesha have to say? Like, all decisions.
That was a good one right there.
Oh, I guess I did Ganesha right there.
Yeah, look at you. Kicking ass, taking names.
This is a big choice time. Are you going to pick? Well, it's kind of weird looking at both sides because, like, are you going to pick the dark underworld that you can sense, or are you going to pick, like, this out of tune world? Like, you know, I don't think it's about picking either. I think it's about, like, choosing a whole nother reality of life that exists. That I feel like that what we're seeing in this card reading in the collective is like, it's probably not in your radar because it's the divine love energy right now is like you taking a leap into divine love and trusting the universe and doing something crazy that might seem crazy or what people don't understand or whatever. I can tell you through going through it myself just recently, like, holy fuck, like, was like, not that it wasn't on my radar, but it's like, there is a little bit of that, like, it should blow your mind because the divine always will blow your mind because your mind can never figure out the divine fully. If you're single out there, King of Swords in reversed. So, you know, singles out there, really make sure that you understand. Well, actually, stop understanding. I think that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And maybe you have to really realize, like, how are you even looking at your relationship life that you want? Are you sure that you know what you want? Are you clear? Are you clear in how you communicate what you want? I would say that singles are dealing with a lot of people that aren't clear. Like, you need to get more specific, like, full clarity of the situation. Like, and it should feel like overwhelmingly powerful, and you should see some sort of move. You know, like, relationships out there, Queen of Cups in reverse. So, you know, this is where it's like there's a lot of trying to find that emotional wholeness. And where does that emotion go? And in that reversal is saying that, you know, there's that yearning for that deeper emotion. But it also could be for some couples, there's no emotion there at all. And for others, it could be like the feeling of, gosh, there's so much emotion, it's unable to be had. It could be so many things that are dealing with, where is the emotional support going? Is it there? If it's there, where is it going? There's a lot of those questions there in that spot. And if it's out of tone, or, sometimes it can be too much emotion that you can't hold on to it. But usually when you see the Queen of Cups reversed, this is where the couples that are not feeling the emotional realm, like that is a red flag. Singles not getting clarity, red flag. And you have to make a choice. So the Astro Dice are... That was an intense reading for the beginning of this whole entire thing. Like, I was just like, wow. So we got the 5th house here, Capricorn, Neptune. So, talk about choices with Capricorn, about love and the delusion or the spiritual truth of where this is going, and the higher spiritual connection to love, and the choices that we make and the commitments that we make. And I think that Capricorn makes a full 100% committed decision that really the universe is asking for us this week in what we're doing in our lives with love. Like, are you going to keep doing this or not? Or are you going to do this all the way?
Yeah, because at times we feel like maybe we don't have the power, or we give it away willingly, or sometimes it's taken unwillingly. But at the end of the day, it does come down to you. Are you going to take those decisions back into your own hands? Are you going to take that power back and actually go and grab and do what you want, and actually have the individuals that you want in your life? Or are you just going to continue to progress down a road even though you're just going with the motion, going with the flow? It's that time where you have to take that realization of actually what you're doing and who you want to be in your life. Take that power back fully. Don't give it away to no man, to no woman. That shit's yours. Hi, you're on camera.
I know. I'm reading these crazy comments about my skin tone.
Oh, nice. What are you saying?
It's something that I'm white as fuck, and
White boy.
but that I have dark skin tone because I'm out. It's like, I don't even know. Well, what's the first sign going on today? Okay. First sign that we got here is the Pisces, but it was mixed with, well, I'm not going to say, but it was actually mixed with the opposite of Virgo, but Pisces did come up. Virgo, you're going back in there. Doesn't mean you're going next, but Pisces are first. I think we feel like a tattoo deck now. Let's see what the fucking Pisces are going through. Jupiter and Neptune in your sign, Pisces. We don't know who you are unless you live through the last one of 1855 through 1856. I just got a book, actually, that was published in 1856, but it was commissioned by the library, or by Congress in 1855, and it's from the Library of Congress. It's a really cool book. One of the things I'm doing now is the hobbies of buying old books, really old books, ancient books. All right, Pisces, what's going on with you? I got a feeling there's a lot here. You got the Lovers. Right away, this is definitely a lot here. And you have you got the Page of Cups in reverse as your challenge. You got the Ace of Wands in reverse as your overall. And then you did get that Ten of Wands there. As we are going, how do you get through this kind of week, or how the challenge would be? This is like love on Pisces' mind a lot. So there's definitely a person, it's a relationship, or somebody that you have been in a relationship kind of with, maybe dating, and it's kind of been playing around with it, or you're ready to move into a relationship, or it's your ex. Something's not going right with that Ace of Wands reversed. Something has not gone the way that you want it to go. Definitely with this Page of Cups in reverse, emotional communication has not gone well. And then this Ten of Wands is there's too much weight. Like, I'm going to be honest. I got a feeling like maybe there's too much weight on, I feel like there's just too much like intense emotional communication going on here. That's not good. Dropping way too many emotional bombs. But how is that going to turn this around? We're going to have to go deeper. I'm going to have to pull and get some clarity cards here, but I'm just going to be honest. I feel like all Pisces right now are dealing with these really weird situations with exes, or people that they're in and out with, or their relationship they've been with a long time, or somebody that they want to go into a relationship with, or something that they thought was a relationship didn't turn out to be that way, and they got that Ace of Wands moment there that's like, well, what the fuck? It's not going in that direction? Pisces, we're going to use some zombie cards here to help you out. This is a good way for me to shuffle these decks anyways so I don't have to shuffle much through the... Oh, look what popped up for that Lovers. Wow, the Six of Cups. Good memories with this person, or the memories that you're trying to create, but it also is, pleasure. Like, so there's a lot of pleasure with this person. Feels good. Feels like wholesome. I mean, these are two amazing cards. It almost could be like somebody that feels like, it could even be a childhood love, or you've been with them for so long, it almost makes you feel like you guys are kids together. Why does it say of Wands? Oh, the Nine of Swords in reversed. Oh, man. Well, this is definitely a lot of warning signs that haven't been paid attention to of... I almost feel like, you might be dealing with somebody who constantly surprises you, even though you're really not surprised at the end because you saw the warning signs, but you just weren't wanting to pay attention to them. What's this heavy weight about? Four of Cups reversed. You know what? It's like, I think the heavy weight is that you keep feeling like, like this is somehow going to turn into a great gift, or, I got a feeling, especially there's a lot of Pisces dealing with people who are in and out, including relationships that they're kind of in and out about, or there's definitely a lot of issues going on in Pisces in the whole relationship front, like of just weird, like, are we doing this? Are we not? What? You're telling me that you don't want to be in this? Well, like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of really, really mixed emotions and feelings here. There's a lot of like anxiety about it not turning in the right direction in your love life. The Provoker came out, Grand Cross. This is a pressure moment. And this is a pressure moment that you're going to have to take pretty damn seriously here, Pisces. Because I don't know if we're about to find out if you're going to end up in a good place or a bad place, if you're going to keep believing that the heavy weight that's not showing up with the gift that you even want, and you might not even really want it. You might just be getting denied the gift, but you just want the gift, even if it's a bad gift. Like, it's almost kind of like, here, we're handing out shit. And it's like, well, everybody got shit, so I want shit. It's like, hey, be lucky. Maybe you're not supposed to get this. I mean, we're going to find out right now. Let's see. You got boundaries. Yeah, I'm not feeling... I'm feeling like there's way too much crazy energy going around for you to continue on with somebody here that is done a lot of things that honestly haven't paid off gift-wise, and they do provoke, and they take a good situation and make it bad. I don't think they know how to do it. I think that you're giving your love away to some really stupid energy right now. To be honest with you. I also think that there's a lot of warning signs of that things are not going to turn the other way, because I think that a lot of Pisces are right now in situations where they're hoping things are going to turn the other way when you need to turn literally the other way instead of something turning the other way towards you. Like, that's the thing. The shadow card that you popped up here. Oh, today for tomorrow. You're too afraid to make the change today because that's the only way tomorrow will be different. If you don't make a change today, you think tomorrow things will change? Things are when you make a choice today, it'll change tomorrow. And I think that this is a shadow in you that you're afraid to face today and the changes, and you're afraid to go through tomorrow with that change. Ganesha.
Oh, Ganesha.
Enlightenment. At least I think that you're seeing through all the bullshit and finally getting the understanding of what's going on here. If you are single out there, you did get the Two of Cups. You're on the search for your soulmate right now, and that soulmate energy is out there right now, but it's definitely coming from more of a single point of view. I don't think it's coming from somebody that you've been dating that it constantly doesn't go where you want to go. It would be like a new energy, or it'd be something that maybe you tried and you backed out or something. But again, maybe you were nervous. Maybe you have to do some like you have to fix that. Queen of Pentacles for relationship ones. There's definitely money issues. There's definitely abundance issues and self-worth issues going on in the relationship from either party, and you got to see through that. And also, maybe your partner isn't really seeing the value in you anymore, or you don't see the value in your partner anymore. Quite interesting. I'm going to just do one zombie card on that enlightenment. And oh, yeah, this is a big judgment. The atom bomb is coming down. that's a hard judgment call in life, right? What's the highest spiritual mission that you're on? And are you really on it or not? Because it'll destroy you if you're not on it. The Astro Dice are Saturn in the 5th in Aries, defining what you really want in your life. If it's really good enough, you have to make a choice about your love life and make sure that you're maybe putting a halt to where you're putting your love energy and make sure that you've identified it. But at the same time, also, if you see what you love and it's from the positive energy and it's good, are you blocking it? Are you blocking it, or are you continuing to go through something that's truly blocked to save you from going down even worse roads?
And that snowball effect can be overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're
In both ways, in both manners, too. If we procrastinate or if we put off situations that need to be talked about, that pressure just builds. Much like the bamboo bends, it does not break. But on the other side of that snowball effect, when there's love, when there's passion, when there's that admiration and mutual appreciation for yourself, that love can just keep going. So what is it that you're going to tap into? Maybe if you have those conversations, then you can roll that snowball down the other way, not into hell, where it's going to melt and create this evaporation, which might just come down and rain all over us with that bullshit. No, maybe you're going to roll down there to the pearly gates, which we talked about, could be your mouth. That's for another day, though. It's for another day.
For another day.
It's for another day.
Depending on the pressure, you might need some prune juice.
Yeah, or beet juice as well.
I don't know about that. I tried the prune juice thing once, and that shit works, and I never touched prune juice ever again.
Well, I used to like to play jokes on individuals when I was juicing a lot. You give them a lot of beet juice, it works in that same manner, except it comes out bright red. Can be quite
Makes
terrifying.
them think that they got bloody diarrhea.
Yes,
beautiful.
sir.
What a beautiful trick on people.
And tonight on Deep Love Tarot.
The newest symptoms have come out. They were putting beet juice in everybody's fucking drinks everywhere. I guess the party's early because Scorpio just popped up. We're starting off an early one tonight.
Early party. Who's ready? This is the happy hour special of the Mai Tai. Summer of Mai Tai here, because ain't no party like a Scorpio party. Baby! Summer of Mai Tais. Though I'm not drinking, I'm sober as a bird on this Monday night. But still, we are partying, because it ain't no party like a Scorpio party. Baby!
Summer. Does that mean it's the summer of smokes for the Leo King?
Yeah. It's your summer. It could be whatever summer you want it to be.
Oh, I'm going to have a great summer. I'm not concerned about that one at all. I'm in a good place.
Let me see. Here we go.
Let's see what's going on with these Scorpio party babies.
I'm down for some good cards.
Are Scorpios ready to have babies?
No.
Are you ready to have a baby, Craig? If right now you found the love of your life and she said, let's have a baby, would you do it? Like you were just, oh my God, this is it. Fuck yeah. And then she was like, let's have a baby.
I mean, you got to say yes to love, right?
Good answer. I would have a baby.
Got to say yes.
I mean, I wouldn't have a baby, but I would make a baby. But yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm not looking to have
a child
at the moment.
Did you ever see Twins with Arnie and fucking Robert? Who was in that one?
You can be Arnie. I'll be Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, that's right.
That'd be perfect. Perfect.
I'm having a baby. 3 of Cups, Scorpio, reversed. 6 of Swords is your challenge. 8 of Pentacles reversed is your overall, and you got the Hangman reversed. A lot of reversals. Things could be turning a different direction, although that 3 of Cups is reversed, so that's the party card. Maybe the Scorpio party is the party that you're creating and not the external party of some other party. Does that make sense? Like, you're creating your own party. You don't need to... I don't think that you're going to meet anybody, or I don't think right now it's good for your relationships to kind of let other people's, chitter chatter at parties or whatever get to you. And also singles might be out there like, well, maybe I'll meet someone at the bar or something. Like, that's not probably the best place to go. With that 6 of Swords and challenge, It's like, I think Scorpios want things to move to a different place. You could be in a relationship. Maybe you want a baby. Maybe you want to get married, but it's not going somewhere. Or you're single and you want your love life to go somewhere. The challenge is like that. But the remembering is that Hangman reverse is saying, like, you're not stuck. You can totally move there. But this Eight of Pentacles is mastery, and this is reverse. So it's like, maybe this is finding a partner that actually has their shit together, opposed to one that's kind of like, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that this is very Three of Cups, very Eight of Pentacles, like not focused on mastery or creating anything and just kind of escapism, where it's like, if you're going to focus on love, like focus on it and don't get distracted into some of these weird spots right now, or dealing with partners that might be coming in that don't know their shit, or more importantly, they're just kind of living the party life right now and they're escaping into not the Scorpio party, but like another kind of party. Like the Scorpio party is passion and love and all these kind of intense things. Not even kind of, just really intense things.
Scorpio party can be many things.
The Tarot of the Night deck right now.
Sometimes there's a little pain inflicted at those Scorpio parties. You know, you never know. You never know till you get there. Always changing. Always.
How are we going to help Scorpios get to that other side that's so much brighter? I just got a feeling like it's happening. It's just like, it just feels like more of a challenge. Four of Cups reverse came up with this Three of Cups reverse. Wow. I think that it's like, you could be missing the gift by distractions that seem like they're fun, but they really don't end up being that fun. Like, I don't know why my guides keep showing me, like, you get invited to go out to a party, but then somebody hits you up like, oh, like, let's go do this. And you're like, oh. Like, where you think you'd be missing out, like the party, you'd actually be missing out on the ultimate gift that's right there. So don't miss out on the gift this week. Especially one that looks like I feel like a false gift is coming. Like it's a gift to distract you away from the ultimate gift. They
say you never kiss a gift horse in the mouth.
I mean, that's a way better Scorpio party than hanging out at some stupid like social event.
What if it's a kick-ass social event?
That's the whole illusion.
No, but it really is.
Wouldn't you rather have a Scorpio party with something in your mouth?
Say that one more time.
Didn't you say something about the mouth? Like wouldn't a Scorpio party be like something in your mouth, or you having something in somebody else's mouth?
The pearly gates. Yeah, that can be at a social gathering.
I'm trying to tell you that the Scorpio party would not enjoy it at the social gathering, to be honest with you. They would rather have it in their own private space and way more intimate and more intense.
Coming from the Leo to the Scorpio.
No, I'm using Scorpio.
Who's hosting the party?
Scorpio. Fucking, you know, like you really want to go to Eyes Wide Shut? You think that's a cool party? You want to go play with Bill Gates Ding Dong? Is that what you're saying? Oh, Craig wants to go play with Bill Gates Ding Dong at the island with Epstein.
Don't be saying that shit. That's stupid. I ain't going to fucking pedo island.
Example.
I ain't going to no pedo island.
I know, but you were saying like that could be fun at a social event, and to me, it's like the false social event. I'm not saying that you would do that. It was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody in the world,
hey, there's
look, we're having a little tension.
One thing you don't
like
joke around is pedophilia.
We joke here.
No pedophilia.
Trust me, I'm going to say this to make it clear. If there was one soul on the planet that I know for sure would not end up at that island or in any kind of situation like that, it would be Craig Skidmore.
Thank you.
Making that clear. Saying that from a joke standpoint. Tension on air is good.
Hey, you know memes and clips these days? Out of context.
That's true. I think did people understand the joke? Like it was a good joke. I thought it was a good joke. But I'm sorry. And as a Leo, we like to joke. The good news is this Justice card is here. There's going to be balance and restoring the balance and figuring the situation out of your life of why isn't your love life going in the direction you want, wherever you're coming from. But I would say that the Justice is, the Eight of Pentacles is not really focused enough when it's in reverse. It's time to focus on getting to that place more. Like putting your, like more of your focus there. Putting more of your focus on what you really want to master here, what you want to build, and also on partners that want the same. So it's like, I'm feeling like the false gift is people who are just like fun, or is your partner just in it for just fun and it's not serious? So that's what it is. Are they serious or is it just fun? Now, Scorpio parties can be fun, but Scorpio parties that are fun with seriousness and mastery, that's where I feel that this is the choice between. That make sense?
Yeah. I think they're putting a lot of rules on that Scorpio party.
Well, that's the thing. Mastery has rules, right? Like if you're going to make a nice camera that this works, like you just can't play with let's throw this in there and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like if you want the ultimate camera, it better be like, look at how fucking good I look on this camera, right? We're not using like webcams. So,
nope.
I just think that this is about building look at this Aquarius, trying new things, but at the same time, it's like you need to understand what you want to connect with. So maybe part of the way to delineate between, I'm not trying to put rules on going to social events. What I'm trying to say is there's a false gift that is a false gift because it really wouldn't give you your full connection, all encompassing of what you want. And then there's going to be another gift that will. And I feel like you have that big choice. And I also feel like whenever the Aquarius card comes up, it's like random, fast, and unpredictable. And I feel that this beautiful gift can come from you in a very quick and fast, unpredictable way. And to allow that to happen and to not be afraid of it. Because I feel like this is a time for you to connect. And especially with Saturn retrograding this weekend in your emotional house. Like, Scorpio's got to hop to it. Where are you at with your commitments emotionally? Especially the choices there. Look at that, grounded. I know that you think that this isn't a crazy party, but I feel like the party is the grounded, connected gift of you crossing the river to the best side instead of feeling stuck when you're not really stuck. Because if you were stuck, you would be stuck in the area where, okay, it might be fun, but it still didn't deliver the goods. This is delivering the goods that you want. And I think that this is going to be a good week for Scorpios that are grounded and that really are finding the energy of people who are grounded in the party that's true and not the false party. That is still wild. It's Aquarius. It's rebel. You still have a fucking crazy Scorpio party. It's just one that's rooted in a purpose. More than just the wild party, if that makes sense. And then we got your shadow card here, which is, look at that, the shadow of anger and chains. So at least I see a lot of freedom here, Aquarius. I see the hangman reversed. I see this grounded card of like almost like choosing where to drop anchor. But I think the shadow is when you feel chained up. But that doesn't mean that you're chained. You're chained when you choose to drop into situations that I'm feeling are just more in the light and easy side that don't have a heavier emotional commitment to things or connection. And just a quick connection. This is about mastery to the ultimate relationship. And I think there's a little bit of anger or just feeling frustration here, of feeling like nothing's going anywhere. When really it's like, where are you putting your energy? Is this energy mastering where you really want to go for love or not? That's where it's really at. What does Ganesha have to say?
Oh, Ganesha.
Guidance. Spiritual guidance from your guides. Look at that. Higher ascended masters too. So I feel that you're being guided into the right place. I think it's about listening. That's the party. Look at that's the party. The party is listening to your guides that will take you to the best party, not this false party. Like the promoter that's really shanky and like hasn't had a job for the last year because of stupid CV laws, and they're trying to get you to this cool party when really it won't be that cool. Like the ascendant masters and the higher fucking guys are going to get you there. You know what I mean? If you are single, we use this 8 of Pentacles reversed, the same card that we got as the overall. So people that don't have their shit together or aren't looking for the mastery of a relationship, I'd stay the fuck away from. So like one night stands or quick fucking easy fun is not it. Like who really wants it all? And who wants to master that together? That's where to focus on right now. If you're in a relationship, the Chariot card reversed. So maybe you want all the way out, or somebody else wants all the way out, or it's just, and that's you got to be looked at. But the Chariot's like, things are not as stale as maybe you think they are. I feel like this Chariot reversed is like, whoa, hold up for a second. Let's not just bail out of the whole show. There's something to still look at here. And maybe somebody's feeling kind of that, or maybe you guys are feeling like you need to go on some big trip to save the day. I think that the big trip is like the deeper spiritual guidance and where to go, and maybe get back to the grounding of where things are at. So I really don't see this as a bad reading. I see this as a beautiful reading, and actually the reading that's going to get you to where to go. But there's the two sides of where not to go and where to go to get there. The Astro Dice are Aries, 10th house, Pluto. Well, destroying the rules of what you want, but also committing yourself to what you want. And I will say, because if we want to, Craig wants to know the party. I'm gonna see what this spiritual guidance, the 33 card. Maybe look for that number too this week, 33, and what this Aquarius card is about. We'll combine it together.
I am a 6 from a 33.
You are. The world reversed. That it's time. The way that things are going in your love life right now, you're at the completion. Let it complete and let something new start, and try something new instead of staying in the same cycle. I feel good about that reading, and I don't think that you would ever hang out with Bill Gates. I thought it was a funny joke, but I'm sorry if you were sensitive about it. I understand why.
Well, yeah. We live in a world where things can be taken out of context very easily.
You're right. You're right, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Thank you.
I'll sneak you in the back door.
You have to admit, though, if you were saying it to me, it was kind of funny.
I mean, yeah. That's the great thing about life. One person, that's what they say. If you reach one person, if you make one person laugh, you made it. So that's all it takes, really. That's all it takes. But you got to be open, also open to receiving whatever the good news or the bad news may be in life. You got to be open to receive. And I got this hair stuck in my freaking eye. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to push forward. That's the only way that we're going to be able to progress and change, is being able to receive the past and process it and move forward, like Dave's saying. Being open, being able to give ourselves fully and wholeheartedly, kind of break down that shell, break down that darkness, break down that feeling of knowingness. When we're able to get back into ourselves, when we're able to kind of build on the relationships that we're trying to go for, it's a beautiful thing, but it starts at the foundation. It starts from that trust with ourselves and being able to trust ourselves to trust another individual, which sounds kind of weird. But when you really think about it, that's a major issue for, I know myself, that's an issue for me as a Scorpio. So maybe it is for you as well. Being out there and being able to trust people again. It's a hard path to walk down, but you got to do it. It's the only way we're going to progress forward in this love life.
Yeah, because that's the ultimate Scorpio party, is the trust.
Trust.
Right?
Trust tree.
Because a party goes well when you don't trust anything's going to go wrong, because you're not even worried about anything going wrong. When that's a party, right? When you're just fully having a Scorpio party.
Hey,
Scorpios have a lot of different kind of parties.
There's a pretty cool party in June that we're going to.
Yeah, we're so stoked about this party. PleaseDon'tTrip.com. Check it out. Today, I think they're raising the prices of the tickets, so you still have time to put in the discount code Leo King as the all in caps. And Craig and I have some really interesting ways of keeping people in contact up at the camps or this whole festival. We're thinking about having a radio transmitter, like where you could dial in on a FM radio station and like giving updates. So
it's going to be bomb.
It's going to be pretty cool. So you're going to want to check it out.
There will be a Scorpio
We'd love
party.
to see you out there. It's going to be a party. Like, I actually just talked to one of the promoters just recently, and he's like, this thing is going to be insane. It's going to set records, I feel, in the festival world.
Yeah.
Especially since you can't go to any other festivals like that are this cool.
Well, there's great individuals that are running the event. Very talented lighting people, sound people. So
every part of it is just like this new world and this new energy, and all about the freedom of people and happiness, and like the old school way of like just the party itself, like the real, like that's what Scorpio party is, the authentic party, not the false party, right? Mm-hmm. Like not like the glam party.
Clam digging?
I mean, clam digging is a little different than glam party. Although some people find clam digging a glam party.
You're saying what party?
Did you say clam?
I said clam. What did you say?
Clam?
Is that Pan or Pam?
No, clam, like a clam.
Yeah, clam digging.
Yeah, I said clam digging, and then I said, but that also could be like a false. Well, that's fun, but some people can use clam digging as like a glam party.
Oh, glam.
Like the false party that looks glammy, but it's not.
I feel you. I feel you.
Right? Like that's what happened in concert and festival world is like it became too extravagant glam, but it lost its emotional touches of the people and the music and the art and the spiritual message and all that shit. So, who's next?
I'm trying to find me some rainbow reflective pants for the Scorpio party up there in
Cancer,
Utah.
All three water signs right away.
If anyone's got the hook on some dope reflective rainbow pants, let your boy know at Chief Mojo Rising with 2 E's.
No, okay, I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna just shut up because I don't want to go back into the sensitive thing. But
Hit up your
rainbow
boy.
pants.
They're not actually.
You sure my joke wasn't real? I'm just.
They're technically not. They just they're iridescent, I guess you could say. Iridescent glow, reflective when you shine a light onto them. Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I love rainbows. They're fucking beautiful.
Very true. Cancers.
Oh, I got it up there. I'm making moves. But now my party's kind of over. Now I just get to sit back, relax, I guess. Just waiting.
You know who wore
Waiting
rainbow
around.
pants?
Huh?
You know who wore rainbow pants?
Cool Modi. I think. Let's see.
You know what? Hold on, Cancer. For just
Probably.
for just
Maybe
one.
David Bowie. I could see David Bowie rocking those type of pants. Elton John. I'm down with both of them. Hey, they can come to a fucking Scorpio party any day of the week. What you looking at over there?
Nothing.
That guy ain't wearing my cool iridescent reflectors.
That's true. But
People can find me in the darkness
but
with a flashlight and reflectors. What are you doing over there? I mean, I can see what you're doing.
well, there was something that came up. I typed in Bill Gates rainbow, and it went. I tried to type in pants, and it went pin. I was like, oh, but they don't show any. Oh.
What?
So you're not talking like you don't want something like that. Like
What? Here, you can show him on that. What is that? I can't even tell.
it's his rainbow pin. I guess.
Oh, nice.
Bill has a little rainbow pin with a little hole in it.
I'm sure he does. It's probably like a United Nations underground terror organization pin.
You're probably right.
My girl Hill Dog came out of the woodwork today and threw out a nice little tweet. Birthday sister, shout out to Hill
typical
Dog.
liberals fucking real about it, where it was fucking from Curb Your Enthusiasm? It's like, shut up!
Yeah.
I'm trying to sleep.
I sent that to you.
It was hilarious. Like, you have nothing to say. We don't care what you have to say. I want to go back to sleep.
Larry David.
All right, Cancer. We got to get this show faster. Okay, Cancer. Okay, we got the Page of Swords upright. We got the Strength card as your challenge. We've got the Queen of Wands upright. Wow. Look at Cancer's coming through. You guys got 2 cards there. Wow, look at that. The Empress reversed, but with the Five of Swords to help you get through this challenging strength moment here. Okay, Page of Swords. I mean, I'm going to be honest. That's a light card, but it is a card of like really good communication. You could actually be in a position this week where, boom, you either have a realization about love this week and you have to communicate it, or somebody is definitely giving you some sort of offer. Like maybe there's a flirt offer, but I don't know. Are you ready for this? I mean, truth-wise, like Page of Swords brings truth. It brings the message that we need to hear. And with this Strength card as your challenge spot to the Queen of Wands, it's almost like, here's the truth to get you to the ultimate love, whatever it is. But maybe you don't have the strength to deal with it. Five of Swords is like, with this Empress, it's almost like maybe trying too hard to, I don't know, create something that has not the ability to create what it wants. And you have to have the strength to be honest about that. But you also have to, when the strength, I think that whenever I see the Strength card as a challenge, it's almost like the Strength card is just confident in a tamed and beautiful way. But when the Strength card shows up as a challenge to me, I almost feel like it's like maybe too much strength, and especially I pulled two cards and that was on accident. And it's like trying too hard is the Five of Swords. And then you get the Empress. It's like trying too hard for something that's not there. Like it's upside down and she's holding the Venus card. She is the great one that holds. I must feel like Cancers are having to deal with the truth of like finding really where love is this week and seeing the truth of like facing the strength to see where you trying too hard to harbor something or hold on to something that's in a lack. Like it's not holding that vibe. It's not holding that energy. And how do you deal with that? I think that's what's coming up a lot when I look at all this right here. This Page of Swords is coming up because we do got, well, you did get the Knight of Cups. I mean, I think that you definitely have to start moving forward emotionally into the truth of wherever that might be. You might have to communicate your truth. Somebody's communicating their truth to you. I think it could go both ways, but I definitely feel you are communicating your truth and ready to move forward emotionally. This Queen of Wands popped up with the Chariot. Wow. I mean, you definitely have to take a new journey. So even if you're in a relationship or single, there's definitely a new journey ahead that you need to take the big leap to the spiritual, divine's way of moving forward. So this could be great love coming into your life this week. Relationship Cancers can definitely be a little bit more tricky, I feel, just with like having to deal with some inconvenient truth of where there's things that are missing that you're trying too hard to fix. Maybe you have to have the strength to accept them. And can you accept that? And will you still be moving forward into the ultimate happiness in your life? Those are big questions. Your Astro card that you got here is the 7th house of partners. So this is definitely a relationship issue for sure, about the truth of where you're at emotionally and I would just say where you're at emotionally and where the relationship is. If you're single, you definitely have to communicate where you're feeling. Somebody might be doing it back to you and wanting or asking for partnership, or you're asking for where the partnership's at or what you want the partnership to be, whether it's together or not, or separated or whatever. We got the Release card.
Does it say anything? Because it's like a release with a knife, right?
Yeah. Like cut it out. Release it.
Cut it out.
I think that's a challenge though for Cancers. I think that Cancers are dealing with some really high probability of extreme love in their life, but there's something blocking them, and it's definitely something that's not working that they keep forcing, and they feel like they don't have the strength to face that truth of the releasing of that. Like Cancers are afraid to cut situations off. Cancers, give their best shot, literally. And I think that, it's hard. It's like, it's definitely hard. Or it's just something that needs to be released. But I'm feeling more of like a complete like emptiness that needs to be released. Whether you're single, like, release this whole empty thing. Like you keep trying to be empty because you keep trying to do something a certain way, or let's see what your shadow is. It'll help us out here. You pulled 2. You're pulling 2 on everything, which is kind of interesting. You got the Parasite and you got Obsession. It's like obsessed with the shitty situation. That's the best way to put it. It's toxic. The Chariot's trying to get you out of that to the ultimate happiness. So however this resonates with you, Cancer, what is this about? You pulled the Emperor. You pulled the Empress and the Emperor. This is almost like, too afraid to really step into your power here and stop. And you're giving all your power away in stupid relationship situations. You got to stop it. You know, it's like you're living their world, not really living yours. You feel like it's yours because you're part of it, but like it's really not the way you want it to be. That's what I'm feeling. And that's what you need to release. Not saying you need to be like toxic masculine and take over the relationship, but you definitely need to get your needs met. And you have to be honest with it, and you have to communicate that. And you have to be willing to realize that the universe is trying to come through this week with this beautiful love that's lighting up for you, that the Queen of Wands offers the greatest love that you can have. And the Chariot is going in a new direction. But there's all this shadow of parasitic situations. Whether that's toxic singular life where you're just like obsessed with your single life, or you're in a relationship and there's some toxic relationship that not going the way you want to. What does Ganesha have to say?
Ganesha, the mythical love words coming out of Ganesha right now.
Harmony is what you must find. Are you really in harmony is the big question that Ganesha is asking this week. Is it really divine? Are you in harmony? Or are you in kind of this like, I'm forcing things to be harmonious? You don't force harmony. You don't force harmony. It's either harmonic or not. It's in alignment or it's not. You did pull the Ace of Swords singles, so, you know, maybe it's hard to kind of feel like you're clear in where things are going for your new start. You might be on the precipice of a new start, but you also might be dealing with somebody who's saying that they want to start something new and then they're retracting it this week. So, or you thought you were starting something new with somebody and then you're realizing new info and you're not. You're like, what the fuck? Just be okay with that. But like, if you're single and you're dealing with these Ace of Swords reverse situations, it's, I think, just like very simple. It's just like, if there's a block from it starting some fresh new situation into a fresh, clear spot, then pull out. Like, don't keep harboring, like, I got to keep doing this. Release it. If you're in a relationship, you are dealing definitely with what? Knight of Cups reversed. Which you got the Knight of Cups is what the truth is about. This would be targeting more personal, like actual relationships for Cancers of, you know, emotional situations that are stuck and they're not moving forward and it's not moving anywhere and you're trying to force it to move forward and it's not working. Is that really in harmony? And that's what you need to pay attention to. And why are you guys stuck emotionally? And what do you have to do to bring it to harmony where the emotions are flowing? And I feel like this is like a long overdue situation. Capricorn in the first house with Mars. Well, I mean, that's opposite of what you have now. Mars in Cancer, your own sign. But hey, you need to define exactly what you want. And there's a little coldness to Capricorn, but you need to be executing what you want. And that's what I had said earlier. It's like, I feel like you're not getting what you want. So you need to build a plan, but more importantly, you need to make the decision for what you want and stop fooling around and playing around with your emotions. You might be only trying to get what you emotionally want security wise, but not actually the objective of what you want out of love.
Yeah, that's nice. The objective out of it, right? Yeah, and don't get lost though in the search for the fulfillment though. You know, don't get kind of lost in that journey of what these ideals are that you're trying to place into this box, or you're trying to place in your heart to make it fit perfectly. It's not always going to look correctly. And if we're kind of just waiting, and if we're kind of just searching and focusing on the wrong points of the journey and the wrong aspects of life and the wrong aspects of love, then we're going to miss the whole picture. We're going to miss the whole beauty of it that surrounds us fully. It's that journey, it's that trek that we all go on that can be the most fulfilling. As long as we just keep progressing, as long as we keep pushing forward, and we're not focusing on one aspect all that much rather than pushing forward. That momentum that we are carrying in our life towards that love that we're searching for, that love that we're trying to bring into our life. And you have to be direct with it. You can't just kind of throw out these broad views, these broad thoughts, or else you're going to cast a broad net and it's going to bring in a bunch of fish that you can't even eat. Probably some dolphins in there. Don't want to be fishing on those dolphins. That is highly illegal. Highly illegal.
Dolphins?
Highly. Did you see when you cast a large net of just a broad love aspect, you're going to bring back a bunch of shit that's going to be no good. We love the dolphins and sea turtles. We want to keep them swimming around, but maybe we want some ahi tuna. So you got to focus on that ahi tuna. Little sashimi slices, maybe a little bit of soy sauce, throw some white rice underneath it with some wasabi. Woo! That's love, baby. That is love.
as you said earlier, yeah, there for some that is love, and for some it's not.
True.
It's true.
It's true.
Like, I like sushi, but like it's like the last thing on my list. I'll be honest, I used to just do sushi because other people wanted it to. I was a follower just to make other people happy, but I'm never like, oh yeah, I don't go crazy over sushi. I'll eat it, but I just feel like it's kind of like,
Yeah, it's my least favorite meat
yeah.
protein.
I think it's more just like I just do it because it's more everybody's having a good time and it's fun to have.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a blast.
It's fun. But it's not like I'm not going there because like I'm like obsessed with the food. Like I'm like, oh god. Like anytime I had a roommate that was obsessed with sushi. Be like, okay, let's go do sushi. I'm like, okay, fucking. And he was like so loving the food. And be like, oh yeah, I just be like eating it. Like, so it was like, oh yeah, this is good. I'm just like, okay.
It tastes good. I just get so hungry afterwards. Like last time I went
know.
to sushi,
2 hours
got
later,
back
I was
and
driving
made
through McDonald's,
pulled
fucking
pork
getting a Big
tacos.
Mac, like straight up. Like fucking, thank God I got something to eat, make me eat. I'll take that, you know.
Oh, update to everybody out there. Got my phone back.
Whoop whoop.
Speaking of sushi,
That is true. That was good news.
that was after my sushi adventure that the phone fell out of my pocket. Came back in. Week later, guess where it was? Under the chair, like I told the nice individual that found it.
He wanted a finder's fee.
Wanted a finder's fee
Aries.
for not looking underneath the damn seat like I told him where it was. Had to go get his car detailed finally. Guess what? They found it underneath the seat. Wow. Shocker.
Actually, you and
Lyft
I made
is the worst delivery
you
car
and I
service
made
ever. Don't use Lyft. Delete that app.
Well, you and I made the I don't maybe it's
What
an
was it,
assumption.
Pisces?
It's an assumption, but I think that you and I assume that he's a dirty fucking Lyft driver who only cleans his car once a week.
He's a prick, is what he is.
That's prickish.
He's lazy. What was
Like,
it, Pisces?
Do your job. Clean your car. There's some Lyft drivers and stuff, or I don't use Lyft. I don't even use Uber or Lyft. But when I used to, I would only use Uber, and I'd always get Uber Black, and they always like made sure you had nice waters and fucking seats were clean, and it was all nice.
Yeah, Lyft doesn't even have a freaking telephone thing that you can call. Delete that app right now.
They need to be
High Vibe
checking
TV
for,
does
for-
not
they,
support Lyft.
They got to be checking for needles now in Lyft and Uber since they're giving you free rides to go get the shot.
Right.
You thought about that one yet?
Was it Pisces, did you say?
Aries.
Aries.
And
way off.
And they better be cleaning those things down.
Yeah.
What if there's a little blood from the injection site? You go through a drive-through and it's like, oh, squirt and on the seat, and then like most Uber Lyft drivers don't even know, and then the next thing you know, you're just like, oh yeah, you get in the car and you like lean on it, and you're like, oh,
But
get some Moderna all over you.
it's back nonetheless. It's back nonetheless. Just where I
Get some
left it.
Moderna all over you, looking like, yeah, you know what? I needed some blush tonight anyway.
I also got a
use
strike.
blood. They used to blush comes from. They used to use blood. You used to prick your finger, especially during the Holocaust, to look alive. You would use blood on your face so you didn't look so deathly, so they wouldn't send you into the fucking death camp. Aries, your love life. What is going on with the air eye?
Aries are going to have a great love week out there. Fantastic one.
Fantastic.
The best love week in months.
We got the 8 of Cups in reversed. As your first card, we do got the 9 of Swords as your challenge. I already know what this is about. Page of Cups as your overall. Oh, yeah. King of Swords. You are wanting to look back at something, and the universe and the warning signs is your challenge, and you're like, I'm going to blow by the stop sign, and I'm going to still go. Why are you going backwards here, Aries? Why are you going backwards? 8 of Cups reversed, you're not over somebody. You just want to keep looking backwards. Is it last resort shit? Probably. I say that because the King of Swords is like, oh, I think I have everything understood, but what you should understand are the warning signs. Not, well, oh, this is all I have left, so fucking... Especially that Page of Cups is just wanting happiness and love, whether it's quick or not. You're not maybe thinking long-term enough. This is people from the past trying to come back in, and you're entertaining it.
I'll be running back to no Aries out there, anybody.
Or this is you running back to the past because you are seeing things in the present being like, no, this is not, and it's like,
Don't allow no Aries running back
I'm just
into your
feeling
life.
like this is a no-no with this 9 of Swords here, and this King of Swords needs to, you need to think smarter about this. And you need to think sharper. Like, you're really going to go back into the past? Like, you want that love to spark from a beautiful new place with the two little seahorses there? Don't be going into the old radioactive toxic waste dump. There's no seahorses over there swimming. That's a good way to put it.
Ain't no dolphins, no seahorses, no sea turtles, no manatees, no eels.
No, what else?
No little Sebastian crab singing songs under the sea, trying to entice you into his little underground lair.
Well, no UFOs that are jumping back down into the water.
They're definitely there.
Right?
The USOs are there.
What's up with this page of cups reversed? Why are Aries wanting to look backwards? 8 of Cups? Oh my gosh. The actual card. You're looking back to then look at why you left. That's what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. Let me look back there. Let's see what's there. Oh, that's why I left. Whoop. That's hilarious. I haven't used this deck in a long time. This Edgar Allan Poe one, this one we're going to bring back out.
Edgar.
Oh, the Magician came up. You know what? It's about the magic, the things that are really can be magical. The past, I'm sorry to say right now, is not magical for you. It's magical in understanding what to build the magic in the future for new situations. Page of Cups, new offers, new things, new emotional situations, warning signs. You need to be clear about them. The past is just going to bring you back to why you fucking left. You're going to go in and go right out. It's just a loop of like, oh, let me go back. Oh, wait, let me get the fuck out of here. Let me get the fuck out of here. And I would hate for people to go through that on a Saturn retrograde week. Look at this. Focus on what you want, first house. But don't be focused on what you want of the past. The first house is where things reset to new. So there's a lot about this new. Let me just say it again. New. Don't keep trying those old pastimes. Oh, you got the affluence card. Affluence is building up into your life, into a place of affluence, a higher place in life. But if you're going backwards because it's an affluent person, that's even going to be worse. Because what?
They're doing it for the money.
You chose to be with some non-affluent people? Can't go ride the coattails of affluent people when you choose to be in non-affluence in your life. I like that one. I think that this is like living with mistakes and moving forward instead of trying to go back into thinking like you can save a mistake of something that you hate already, you didn't want to be in. Like, that's not a mistake. You're creating the idea that you made a mistake when you obviously are going to remember that you didn't. You got the Atonement. So, I mean, that was actually the major card for what was going on this week. I mean, like, you're just out of tune right now. I think all you just need is some quick little tuning to get back into the magic, into the excitement of the relationship and under the sea. Very easy reading. Just don't go backwards. No, don't piece the fuck out. Protection. You know what? You need protection from the past here, big time. Don't be trying to look at no exes. Don't be trying to look at how can you make something work with an ex. How can you make the situation that hasn't worked and you left work again? No, not good. Singles out there, 9 of Wands in reversed. You know, I think that this is giving you a freedom to move about the cabin and not have any defenses up. I think like you need to experience new things, but your defenses are getting in the way. Like probably over some past. I want to still have the doors open to that person in the past. I don't want them to find out I'm dating. That's what I'm getting. Relationship Aries out there. 3 of Swords in reverse. You can avoid heartbreak this week. Don't destroy it. Like protect, like be smart. Don't try and walk away from something you don't want to walk away from if you're in a relationship, if you're in Aries. also like there are some heartbreaking things that maybe you're avoiding, or maybe you're bringing some heartbreak, or your partner's not in a happy position, but don't like this can be brought to just like retuning things, whether you're in a single or not, and moving it into a beautiful place instead of like throwing and scrapping the whole thing away and like, let me pull out the old radio from 1970 and see if it's going to pick up like HD radio right now. No. You got the part of fortune in Pisces in that 6th house. So, or actually that's the 9th house. I mean, this is where surrender to a bigger story and letting spirit guide the way is where your fortune lies emotionally, especially like with the part of fortune dealing with the moon before the sun. I definitely feel like this is an emotionally based opportunity for you to let go of the emotions that are not broadening the horizons of your life. And instead of like sabotaging yourself by going backwards into the past to find fortune, only memories are the fortune there, not the past itself trying to be revived.
No. It's not like they're going to make any discoveries back there either, you know. We process the past, we learn from it, hopefully, you know, and we have trauma from it, and we have enlightenment from it, but we're not supposed to live there. We're not supposed to have all of our focus on there. So you need to allow that power to grow. You need to allow that power to expand from that knowledge that you're learning, from that wisdom from it. But don't live there. Don't allow yourself to digress and hold yourself in that stagnant place and continuing to look back. And it's the same goes with the relationships. You know, when you keep going forward, and this is someone that's been in so many relationships in their life. Just kidding. Did have that long one from kindergarten to 6th grade, though, man. Whew.
Gosh, you got such a big collection of them going on.
Big collection, so many. I've witnessed a lot of relationships that didn't work, especially in my family. Especially my family. We have a very big, close family. You know, and it comes down to the wants and desires, and if that alignment is fully there, and being able to express if it's not. But once you realize that it is, you got to move past those issues. You can't just continue to bring them up. You can't just continue to hold them on your back as like a throw it out there on the card on the table. Anytime a new argument arises, if you're going to truly work forward, then work forward. And that goes with the relationships. You can't just live in the past with that. Continue to progress forward, continue to progress towards that love, and call it what it is.
Yeah, you got to... I think you bring up a lot of good points. Like, what at the very beginning too, like, what are you gonna like get back when you go back there? Like, it almost feels like
heartbreak.
Let's go back and see if there's gold, and we went and mined for gold and like sweated our butt off and like found nothing, and like just having the delusion of like, no, there's gold here, there. I swear it's like they already had to like escort you off the fucking plot of land because they were like, you have no more money and like you're fucking killing yourself. And it's like, there's nothing here. We scanned the whole thing. There's no gold. And you're like, oh, there's gold there. I swear. It's like, oh no. Oh no. Did you take your meds?
Not
Libras.
today.
Libras.
All right.
You know what? I was digging this Edgar Allan Poe deck. We've not used it in a while. We will use it again.
You still want to dolls from me?
Excuse me? What do you want? I can't hear you. You might have to speak up.
Can I have a little cactus fruit? A little cactus fruit?
A little what?
A little cactus cooler.
I don't have any cactus cooler. I heard something about like menthol. What? I know you have chapped lips. Are you looking for like, you want some like Vicks?
Yeah, these lips of mine were so chapped. Let me tell you,
it was a big deal for Greg.
It got very dry over the night, and I woke up. My lips were on fire, burning hot. Like I ate a whole plate of some red hot chili peppers right there, seeing Californication in an Arizona desert. I needed to get me some chapstick quick. It was actually about a 10-minute walk. I made it happen though.
Actually, Craig did some really deep spiritual work at the restaurant we went to. We had a really nice dinner on Saturday night at an Italian place with our buddy Jackson and his fiance.
Yep.
And we went out on the patio, me, Craig, and Ashley, to have a cigarette. And fucking this woman she was kind of crying, but kind of not. But the woman was like, you need to remember your self-worth. Like, he's a piece of shit or something for saying that. And what did you say? You said, it doesn't matter about looks. They fade eventually because what stays is your personality.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman goes, oh my gosh, who is this person? And Craig turns around and I'm like, Jesus. And then she gave you like the biggest hug. And I'm like, oh, maybe Craig found some hottie or something. And then the woman goes, thank you. And then the other girl goes, yeah, your boyfriend's a great bartender. He's always done the right thing. And I was like, I'm so confused right now.
It was a very
Like,
interesting
what?
situation there.
Like, now the girl's saying good things about the guy that she was just talking shit about. Like, that he was telling his girlfriend that she fucking doesn't look good and shit like that. I was like, wow.
It was a wild weekend. Wet and wild, slipping and sliding. I did a cannonball, 1 or 2.
Yeah, and actually, you took the jet ski out. You haven't been able to do that for a couple years with your back situation.
Yep. I took it very slow. I realized very quickly that was not a smart idea.
And then
I floated around a bit.
I hot dogged the jet ski up so high up, I had the whole boat fucking up on the side of the beach. That was not fun, but it was wet and wild.
Summer of Mai Tais, baby.
Oh.
Summer of Mai Tais. And
hey, and you know what? We have a new friend,
Shirley
Owen, who
Temples.
races. He's from Huntington Beach here.
Yep.
And shout out to him. He's fucking cool. And he raced. And he almost died. He got hit. It was
T-boned.
It was a great weekend.
Maybe the jab went to her brain and she just, her equilibrium's all off now.
That was the other thing. My sticker on my truck definitely got some attention. Most people might not know what it is. I'll leave it at that. Let's see what's going on for Libras. Well, Libra, you got the Page of Pentacles upright. Your challenge here is the Ace of Wands in reversed. Your overall is the King of Cups. And then you got the King of Pentacles in reversed as you wade through this Ace of Wands reversed. Oh, that's what you wanted. You wanted a menthol cigarette. Yeah. That's what you wanted. I think that this is really good. I mean, this Page of Pentacles is building, offers to build new things, create new things. And I would say take it. I mean, overall, it's the King of Cups. What do you emotionally want? I think that your challenge might be, this Ace of Wands definitely is always like wanting this new expression of love. Well, if you're still connected to past love situations, you're not going to be able to do that. So if you're a Libra and you're not happy with your current love situation, or you don't feel like love is anywhere in your life, you're going to have to do some moves here. King of Pentacles reverse, you're going to have to let go of, what I would say is like, you can't manifest anything that's upside down and backwards in your love life. Like, there's offers right now to go build the emotional place. Go to those. Don't go to these places. Like, I think you're going to have a challenge this week of like some upside down, weird fucking situation that honestly is trying to come across that it's here to build something great, but the spirit's saying like it's not great. King of Pentacles reverse. So I almost feel like maybe you're getting an offer from something really good and then you're like taking it. And then that means usually when Libras get kind of swept off their feet, there's always the ex, or there's always somebody else, or there's always some other weird thing. It also could mean just Ace of Wands, like maybe it's just trouble, like maybe exactly getting the love the way that you want to. But the King of Pentacles is saying like, don't come from like this place of like that you need to have all that abundance. You're building it still to get to the King of Pentacles, which I think is more through the emotional realm. And it's a Page of Pentacles. It's like you're taking the proper steps and the fun steps that you're going to get to a complete place. This is just a challenge in your head. And I think that this isn't really too crazy. I don't see anything that's like, oh God. This Page of Pentacles, what's this about here? Well, the Page of Wands upright. I mean, you have both Page of Pentacles and Wands. This is definitely a lot of love and a lot about creating and building and a lot of excitement and a lot of youthful energy. King of Cups came up from the Page of freaking Pentacles. So you got it twice. I mean, this is definitely building something really beautiful, but also being honest. I would say that this only challenge, and let's see if this has to do, because I got a feeling like this is dealing with like either if you're currently in a relationship or somebody from the past who almost like doesn't want you. I don't know. What's this about? Yeah, 10 of Wands reversed. It's about dropping the weight of past mistakes that didn't work out, so you can let these beautiful new things work out in your life. Like dropping the weight of what did not turn good. Dropping the weight of what did not turn out to be epic and build. And if you're in that situation now, you got to let that weight go. I mean, literally 10 of Wands reverse, like let it go. Like just drop it all. Just drop the past of that weight of what didn't work out or what currently is too much weight right now that's not making you happy, because there's a lot showing up here. You got 3 pages, triple over, 2 of them Pentacles, wanting to build, and 1 Wands, happiness and love, and the King of Cups. The emotional satisfaction that is stable and beautiful and also willing to take that stance. Your Astro card that you got here is part of fortune increase. Like this is huge fortune coming in your life here, Pisces. Holy shit. I mean, Libra, this is intense. I mean, this is an increase on happiness and love and really quick. Pages are fast. They have to get the message there. They're fast. What's going on here? Divine Feminine. I mean, this is like what's going to be held and stick is going to be there in support. Anything that didn't work out and is not as supportive from the past or the present has to be just gone. If you're not willing to support the energy or you're not feeling supported, leave. But there's a part of fortune here of huge divine feminine energy of like massive emotional support and love. And the shadow card that you got here, Black Flower Fragrance. You know, I think Libra, you don't need to try and impress so much. You already are impressive as you are. So if you're having an attraction issue where you feel like you're not attractive enough, or you're having to attract somebody because you think it'll change them and their opinion about you, like you're not in your divine feminine, you're not going to get the increase. I think this shadow is like, if somebody's not into you or you're not into somebody, like you can't just spruce it up. Maybe you're trying to spruce it up. Like, oh, like what if you got hair plugs? Like telling a dude that. Or like, what if you tried these different clothes on? Like you either are all about it or you're not, by how somebody is or not, Libra. And so the shadow also could be like, maybe in the past you had a lover who didn't show you that. So you feel like, oh, I need to do this or do that. Just be who you are. People are going to love you for who you are. And if they're not loving you for that, there's a problem. And that's where the shadow is to get rid of that. What does Ganesha have to say?
Oh, Ganesha for the Libra.
I should probably not be holding the jewel, but... Oh, Perseverance. So, yeah, I mean, I think that this is quite an interesting card to get, actually. I think that this is a victory for you, but only when you persevere the things in life that really are of this exciting increase and all this. But I think that perseverance on things that have been lopsided, didn't work out and stuff, like you don't need to keep giving energy to that, because you're not going to persevere on anything. You're not going to, I would say that you're going to actually deal with severe consequences. So it's like you're getting either two things before you're going to serve, because that's in there. Like, you know, like in many ways, it's like you're going to see where things go severe in the wrong direction, or you're going to see where things explode in the most beautiful direction. And I think that you have to be able to make that call and be like, is this just beautiful and amazing? And I'm seen where I don't even have to do anything different. I just have to be me. And I'm just like massively attracted into it. Or am I having to like change myself and do all these weird things because I'm not feeling like I'm attracting, or I'm not attracted to my partner, or yada, yada? Then that's a big no-no. Singles, Knight of Pentacles reversed. Interesting, since we got all these pages upright, but you got a Knight of Pentacles reversed. You know, singles out there, don't let anybody that you're dealing with right now, if you're single or you're talking to or dating to, like guys who aren't willing to move forward into relationship energy, or act like they have a bunch of money and they really don't, or, you know, they're pursuing you and they don't have much to offer, I would stay away. If you are in a relationship, you got the Queen of Cups. So, you know, this is definitely going deep inside and checking your emotions and being like, this is about embodying emotions. There's a divine feminine here. Can either your partner embody that? Are they wanting to do that? This is like asking the big question. Are you ready to emotionally embody some really intense motherly like emotional situations, or not? You know, this is definitely going to be where those combos are going and where those situations are. Do you feel emotionally supported? And if you do, is it a thing that you're going to face within yourself to own that? Like, oh shit, I'm going to have to really step into this. So there might be a little hesitation off that, but also any questions of the emotional realms that you're in are definitely needing to be brought up that haven't been brought to the surface. Your astro dice are. You did get Scorpio, Neptune, and you did get that in the 7th house. So, wow, this is intense. Scorpio, 7th house, Neptune. I mean, this is the spiritual truth and the depth of full spiritual commitment in relationships, or full, like, I am in the wrong shit and it's not true. And also sexuality, and does it feel like it's divinely connected sexually, or do I feel like I'm missing something sexually? That comes up as well with Neptune and Scorpio on the 7th of the partnership and the attraction stuff.
Right, like with that pages, I think there's going to be an instant notice. You know, it's going to be that instant gratification, saying, yes, I'm in. Yes, I have that passion. Yes, we have that love, or not. You know, it's going to be that instant feeling. It's going to be, yes, that gratification is here. I appreciate you. I appreciate this time that we're spending together. And I know that you appreciate me as well. That's what it comes down to, that mutual respect, that mutual love, that mutual lust, so to speak. That darkness of the Scorpio might be creeping around within there, of that passion. And you just got to find it. You have to find it within inside yourself. Find that sex appeal again. Don't trust individuals that aren't aligning with you, that aren't aligning with that path, and that kind of cut you down. You have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You have to be able to stand in that strength and conviction of knowing yourself, knowing your power, and knowing what you have to offer for the world around you, which is greatness, Libra. Never forget that.
Don't ever forget that.
Don't you do it.
Leo.
Who do you think out of all the zodiac signs would be the most likely to have a Lady in the Tramp type of moment over a nice plate of spaghetti and meatballs, not out of the trash?
Which, is it tramp you're talking about, or lady? Because they're both going into the situation from two different places.
Exactly.
So which are you talking about? Lady?
Yeah, lady.
Capricorn or Cancer.
And tramp?
Tramp is going to be Aquarius or Leo.
It's a very sad movie, that very beginning part.
Yeah, because there's like the entitlement of like she has a collar and she's registered and she lives in a nice home, but then she also realizes
she gets kicked to the curb.
Dogs that from Tramp, when there's a baby that comes in, that you're not going to be wanted. So Tramp has kind of that like fixed, this is how it is, a little rebellious, I do what I want, where the follower and lady is like, well, like, I hang out with like the Scottish dog who tells me what to do, but he's also just like house dog that's never really gone out in the world, and the bloodhound that lost his scent. So there's very that Capricorn Cancer kind of stay to the rules, stay to the comfort zone and the family home. And then there's that wild Leo of I'm going to do what I want. And the Aquarian, like I'm a rebel and I'm fucking kind of out there in the streets. Like I fucking figure out the world. So it would be like a Cancer Leo meeting or a Capricorn Cancer meeting or vice versa. And any way you want to mix that.
There we go. Almost halfway through the zodiac.
Oh, yeah, we're getting there. It's been a long 3 weeks. All right, Leo, what's going on with love life for you? Pulling the Sean Hannity. You didn't notice that? All right. King of Swords in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Overall is the Knight of Wands. Woo. And the Ten of Cups. Leo, you don't need to have everything understood. Like King of Swords reversed is like, I know everything. I have figured it all out. I think with your love life, turn your brain off. Your Ace of Cups reversed here. I mean, this is definitely the challenge, right? It's like, okay, you want all your emotions filled. Well, Knight of Wands is showing up to saying like, just go for the night. Take the courage to go into love. Take the courage to jump into things. That's the only way you're going to find it. Like you're not going to get all your emotions fulfilled without taking a leap. And then look at this. The universe is saying 10 of Cups. I mean, look at this. Like, sure, the Ace of Cups is a big deal, but also the Ace is the first card. And so people don't remember. It's the 1. So this is the 10. This is where you want to reach before you get to the court cards. This is where you actually reach the beautiful world. You're going to be fulfilled by jumping into love, jumping into what you're passionate about to build the world you want to fill you up. That's what's going to fill you up, or that is the challenge is what you want to be filled up with. This is beautiful life. Well, Knight of Wands, you got to go take the risk by jumping into what things are, and you don't know what that looks like. King of Swords, like you can't play this in your head out. You got to play it from your heart, and you got to like go build the life that's going to be beautiful and the dream life. Like, and that dream life is extremely possible. But if you're empty emotionally and don't believe in the dream life, and you're empty emotionally and you don't want to jump into love, and if you are honestly just sitting there using your head to figure it all out, like you're not going to get shit. Look at that. King of Swords upright. By not using your head, you're actually doing the smartest thing possible. Everything will be figured out when you don't try and figure it out and you let your heart go and you let this beautiful life. But don't be afraid also of this beautiful 10 of Cups is the family, the life, the kids, and the garden, and a beautiful place. And, what we all, not maybe everybody dreams of that as their love life, but like it's the card, whatever you dream of as your love life is extremely possible here by not using your head and by following what your heart says. Why that Knight of Wands come up? 6 of Swords reverse. I feel like this Knight of Wands is coming up because it's like, you feel like you have to go jump into this whole new world when really it's more like, maybe you don't need to do that. Maybe you're already in the world to create everything. You just got to jump in with your heart. Like you don't need to like change your whole life and move to another reality completely of your whole life changing. Although I think there's a subconscious kind of element to that. But also at the same time, maybe that is what you would be missing, is if what the leap is the best place is just bringing your heart back into it. This is like Leo's like re-jumping their heart or resetting their heart a little bit here and jumping into things more. Knight of Wands is definitely like, it's like, it's like Cinderella, right? It's like, like, where's the fucking shoe that fit? Like, like I will find whoever it is, I'm going to marry them, like when you know, Leo, but not from the head, from the heart. What is the Astro card here? Oh, look at this. Especially came in aligned with all this mental stuff. Mercury retrograde, reinvention. You're reinventing the wheel of how you go about relationships. You're doing something that you've never tried before. Try something you've never tried before. Go about it differently. Don't use your mind the same way. which is probably like don't use your mind at all, which I think it's like bringing you back to who you were as a Leo pre whatever when your love life changed. Transmutation. Wow. I mean, this is a week where you are transforming, whether you like it or not, into the beautiful love story that you want. That's going to be hitting on the place where you felt empty emotionally. And that's what it's got to transform. That's the challenge, but it's through focusing on the beautiful life. Not being afraid to take that transmutation risk to do that. I mean, that's what's crazy is the idea that the risk is a beautiful life. Right? Like the whole story of marriage and love and kids and fucking, like, it kind of reminds me, I don't know, I'm getting like a little bit of Married with Children vibe. It's like, it's not that bad. Like, but they always, Al Bundy's just always like making it seem like it's crazy, but maybe you're transmuting that from Al Bundy's story to a different story, The shadow that you got here, Leo, is to be or not to be. That is the question. I think that this is the issue. Why you got Knight of Wands. Like, you can't keep playing on the fence about things. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Do I really want to do this? Do I really want to be? Like, the shadow is ending that and jumping for something. And that's where you figure it out. Instead of pre-figuring it out and overthinking things, it's when you just jump in and see what happens. And not be on the, you're not a Libra, like, you're not going to sit on the fence. Like, why, if you sit on the fence, especially with all this mental card shit and with this perchance to dream, right? Like, to be or not to be, like, no, to be, or just not being it. You know what I mean? Like, there is no big question about it. It just is or it isn't. So this week you're faced with it. It is or it isn't. And you'll know right away. Like, it is, yep. It isn't, no. What does Ganesha have to say?
Oh, Ganesha.
Wholeness. I mean, like, with that 10 of Cups, that's what it really seems like it is. I mean, like, this is about, like, do you want wholeness in your life? You gotta do it. You can't be scattered about things. You got to bring everything into the whole center. If you are a single Leo out there, you did get the Queen of Pentacles. Definitely, this is looking for the attractive person that you want in your life. Somebody that also has their value and their self-worth. Somebody that's not questioning their value and their self-worth. But if you have somebody who's like really unsatisfied with their self-worth, it ain't going to work, single Leos. Like, you got to find somebody who knows their value and worth. If you're in a relationship, Leo, you're dealing with the 5 of Wands this week. It's like maybe you think things are complicated when really they're not. Don't cause stupid complications over nothing. Like, the universe is saying with this reversal, like, conflict is really not there. But at the same time, 5 of Wands too, reverse could also be like, hey, a little conflicts is good in the sense of, like, don't just be doing nothing. Like, especially with the Knight of Wands there, it's like, don't be afraid of, like, the competitive sport or the edge or, fighting for what you want, doing things for what you want, especially because there's this perchance to dream here of, like, to be or not to be. Like, don't start playing around with being on the fence. You got to deal with wholeness. And this is definitely for going for it or not going for it, because that's whole too. So either are going for it or not. Kind of funny. That's what I'm doing in my life. I'm going for it. So fucking, what else do you do? Like, or you don't go for it. Saturn and Aries in the second. Well, it's time to define what you want. It's pretty clear. Like, and you must make it clear, because Saturn and Aries only works out when you define what you want. And in the second house is what you want and what you value. And you're blocked if you can't define what you really want. You can't, especially you can't get the wholeness of the 10 of Cups if you don't define what the 10 of Cups is.
That's true. Defining what we want. There's a simple beauty when it comes to love. Just the reactional state, the appreciation, and just kind of, it can be terrifying as well. It can be terrifying to, again, dive down into the depths of yourself and into the depths of another individual and just hope that they're being truly honest with you and hope that those blocks aren't up and hope that you can keep yours open as well for that person to explore every passion that you have too. It's that sharing of energy It's almost that trust factor. And so being able to progress forward with that, being able to acknowledge and allow that new love into any of our lives is going to be a great chance. And it's going to be hopefully not a great disaster. That's what we want at the end of the day. And it's very easy to go down the path of love and honesty and following that fully. It's not going to be the most fun road sometimes if we lose track of ourselves, if we lose track of our partners. But we hope that we find ourselves again, and we hope that we find our partners again. And it's with sticking with it. And that's where I think that truth comes from. If we're living in our truth without the lies, without the deceits, then it is going to come back full force. It is going to be there fully, and it's never truly lost. That love is still there. That love's still there within our inside of ourselves. Sometimes it can kind of fade out and fade in. But as long as we stick to it, as long as we know that that person is that truth that we're searching for, you got to hold on to that ride. It can be a little bumpy, but fuck. That's love, baby.
Somebody in the chat wrote something good. Like, confrontation can lead to intimacy.
Definitely.
And I think that, defining things are important, I'm going to address, because I'm getting the weirdest comments on YouTube right now. Like, so it's like, a lot of people are weird that I don't have a lot of relationships, but they happen to have been blondes, and they're associating that shit with my ex. But it's like, do you realize I have 2 exes before that were blondes? It's like, one person's like, do you want to contact me about trying to get your ex back? Fucking, it's like, do you really want, which one are you talking about? Because you're obviously fucking painting your own fucking crazy pictures in your all head. And I just think it's disrespectful, number one. And I just think it's retarded, number two, because I don't see souls as somebody else's soul. I only see a soul as the soul that it is. And being an astrologer and doing over 10,000 readings in my life and looking at souls and who they are, I'm friends with people because of who they are. I'm not friends with somebody because they remind me of somebody else. I'm not going to fall in love with somebody because they remind me of somebody else. I'm never going to in my life ever pick anybody because I want to feel like that other person. That to me is fake. And that's not looking at souls. Like, we can see resemblance of souls in charts and stuff like that, but the uniqueness is what makes astrology beautiful and great. Sure, the sun signs we can look at, we all have a sun in this sign, and we all have these similar traits, but those are built upon massive layers of other things. So when these notions going around there, it's just retarded and it's disrespectful. And you guys have no fucking idea the story. And you have no idea the beauty or the happiness that I have. So you can continue to create your own stories in your head, which is a total South Node Sag moment here. Or you can look at the truth and you can just see what is the fact and what is in the moment and what is here, instead of looking into the crazy past, which is going to be hard for people with all this Jupiter, Neptune, and Pisces and all this Gemini stuff. Because it's like, you don't know my journey and you don't know me on a personal level and what I do outside of when you don't see me on a camera. You're making assumptions at this point. And I just think it's disrespectful. And at the end of the day, I think it's a good lesson for others out there to realize, hey, people are having crazy fucking fights and shit over, if you like a certain type of person, we all have a type. But some people like Venus and Sages, they like all types of people. I'm Venus and Leo. I'm fixed. I know what I like. It's pretty clear. So, if you want to start being like, oh, it's like your exes, it's like, you could say that about my 2 exes besides that, but I'm not somebody who's going to just start popping pictures up like you guys are doing and shit like that. Like, that shit's just fucking disrespectful as fuck. And it's fucking loser shit. Because if you're really, that's fake alchemy and that's fake magic. And you don't know shit. And the reason I'm moving forward with Ashley is because she knows that real alchemy shit, and she'd school you every fucking day of the week on all that. She even schools me on shit. So good luck with your little fake fucking magic tricks. And good luck with your little fucking false stories in your head. And good luck with your sensitivity of when people have types. Sorry. That's what I like, whoever the person is. Sure, is there a similar quality of hair color? Oh my God. I don't know what else to tell you. Capricorn.
Now we are halfway.
The best
through
story
the
while
Zodiac.
we're learning Capricorn was the lady who thought that you and I were. So many people think that Craig and I spy through the app on them, which we don't have any capacity to do at all. So they think they're schizophrenic. So they literally build up these stories. The best one yesterday was, "You're watching me pee." Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did.
I wrote back, between work, astrology, jet ski racing, music, and building a new romantic love life in my life, I don't have time, number one, to watch you pee, nor the capacity to. Like, people are losing it out there. They're losing it. And if you're watching this and you really believe we're watching you, like, you need to go check into a doctor's office right now. Because number one, we don't have the capacity to. And number two, that would be the last thing in my life I would even want to do. I don't have the time to do it. And that never even came across my life in my ideas of life until you brought it up. So you're creating your own stories and you're just lost in fucking La La Land and you're having a fucking great time fucking in your craziness. And honestly, God, it must be fun being a schizophrenic that doesn't want to get help, because watch Joker, the movie, go live that life. Have fun. Try and say you don't need meds. Based off astrology, there's some people who need fucking meds. Sorry, there's some people who need fucking, you're crazy, like, no judgment, but you're fucked up in the head. Let's see what's going on with Capricorns. Are you fucked up in the head? A lot of stress this week, Capricorn, on some love situations with all the 6th house, 3rd house shit going on in square. Can you handle it? Can you handle the stress, or can we relieve that stress for you? You did get the Temperance card as your first card. Your challenge card that we did get is the Lovers. Reversed. I knew it. And we did get the 7 of Swords in reverse. Holy shit. You did get the Knight of Cups in reversed. All right, Cappy, I got to be real. What's natural? It's not natural when things in love situations have gone upside down and the emotions are stuck. And the spiritual advice is like, pay attention to this emotional stuck thing. Like, if it's natural, but with the 7 of Swords reversed, are you lying to yourself? Like, are you lying to yourself that like things are natural when they're not? Like, there's something off here. When I see this, there's something really off. You don't know how to deal with it, and you're unsure of where to go emotionally. And even Spirit's like, you need to pay attention to where you feel stuck emotionally. Why is that? We're about to find out right now. What is going on here? Why do you get this difference? Wheel reversed. It's unnatural to keep control over just keeping something that was maybe natural at one time, or maybe it just lost its natural energy, or it's just like control over how you want stuff to be. You could be single and it's like control. I get it. I have the choice of what I want for love and yada, yada. But it's like, no, like Spirit is the one making these choices of the divine for the higher love. And I feel like you're missing out on a lot of opportunities because I think you're afraid to go where God's calling you to go. God creates beautiful things. And also God creates beautiful things that go bad and end. And I think that you're having some really weird situations about that. You also might be trying to control scenarios way too much. When it comes to what's going on with this 7 of Swords reversed, which this is kind of a weird card here to have. You have the 6 of Wands reversed. I mean, honestly, this whole trying to have victory over these weird situations is not working, especially because I think that you're realizing that you're lying to yourself, or you're pushing out a false story like, no, I'm fine. Everything's good. What's up with this Lovers? We're going to cross this Lovers. The Magician card. The challenge is trying to bring magic to a love situation that's gone sour. And especially whether that's your whole love life or it's a partner, it's the unnatural thing that you're lying yourself about, the control thing that's not going anywhere because you're trying to bring victory to something through control and that's not happening. Or that's even, if look at this. Are you guys more friends than lovers? Or are you staying together because of your friends, or you're too worried about the circle? You're too worried about the circle. You're too worried about, that could even just be the people or the family you're around or whatever. Like, you're too worried about what everybody's going to think of the world, and you got the world reversed. Like, you need to let go of that and do what you really want. What's up with this? Air. I feel like there's a lot of light load that needs to, or heavy load that needs to be lightened here. But I also feel like communication is not clear, especially because I think there's a deep fear of you are seeing the intellectual understanding of what is emotionally not making you move forward and feel very stuck about a love situation. The challenge is like how to fix this. This Magician card that I crossed here is kind of interesting. It's like, is it divine? Is it connected to the divine? Are you using tools of the divine? But this friendship thing is what's getting me. The shadow is going to help us figure this one out. Downcast pride. I think that you're too worried about what friends are going to think. I think that you're going to feel like, you have to bite the bitter pill that you want to swallow that you don't really want to swallow. To keep something going to look natural that's not. It's like a showpiece. Like, I think that you need to get out of the illusion in the show and be honest with yourself and realize there's no victories when you lie to yourself and you downcast the pride of what you really want of natural and love in your life, and you're too worried about what people are thinking and you're too worried about the world. What does Ganesh have to say about this?
Young G. And we're going to have a young Ganesh.
Embrace. Well...
little do-rag action.
Is it very embraceful, or are you embracing what you really want? Are you feeling embraced? Or is it just kind of feeling like when you hug, there's no vibe to it? Or are you lacking embracement? Have you blocked everything out? Are you trying to push everybody off as just friends if you're single? Or it just keeps being friend situations? Like, these are some interesting fucking correlations to put together. If you're single out there, you did get the Hierophant reverse. So if you're single out there, it's like uncommitted energy spiritually is not going to work. And that could be within you. Maybe you're not ready for the big plunge spiritually with a relationship, or you're dealing with somebody, if they don't have the same spiritual views or same traditions, like, it's not going to work. If you're in a relationship right now, wow, 5 of Cups. I mean, this goes very heavily more in relationship people, because there's definitely a lot of sorrow here. There's definitely a lot to face, and maybe that you just need to face that and be honest and have the combos and be able to embrace again after going through that. Maybe it's just like you just need to get all the shit out and all the stupid shit out and like fucking re-embrace through. Maybe it's going to be some hard emotions and some hard conversations, and also like that it's become more friend-like or whatever, but you're going to have to face that stuff and find that ultimate embrace. Or it's embracing as friends and parting ways. I mean, these are definitely some interesting and challenging times for Capricorns based off the astrology and relationships, with Mars in your relationship house and all this, 5th house, 8th house square. And then I forgot to bring that up in the collective. We're having the second moon in Leo square the sun in Taurus in the whole Taurus cycle twice. Only the best of the best for all signs. Mercury in Gemini in this 12th house. I mean, this is where you are avoiding the facts. You are pushing down the truth. You're hiding the truth. You're too afraid to reveal the truth. Or that could be your partner too, or whoever you're dealing with. But, you also could be in hiding and not saying what you want, or, you're suppressing the truth, and you can't do that anymore.
No, you cannot.
No. Sorry, Capricorn.
No, you cannot. Because that's only going to fester and grow.
Sorry.
That suspicion. The suppression, that suppression within inside yourself. And it's not going to be that healthiness. Maybe it's that unconfidence in the confident matter that you should be. That's just going to continue to grow from it, and you can't allow anybody else's truth to be placed on you as well. Live your own truth. There's not going to be any right path. And so if a friend, obviously people, we get off that track, and it's common knowledge when maybe we push it a little too far. But for that everyday life, when you're getting your shit done, when you're living yourself in appreciation, when you're actually just doing your thing and someone else is trying to force their life onto you, what they think you should be doing. No. That's not a true friend. That's not a true lover. They're not actually accepting you. They're not actually standing there with you in your truth, in your life path. And that's something you need to think about. That's something that you need to look at, is who is actually trying to kind of stranglehold. Little Ted Nugent action up on your ass.
Damn. Our next sign is Virgos. What's that in the background? Do I hear that? Rev up your engines of your vacuums. It's Virgo time. I feel like Virgos need a little tattoo astrology here. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going on in your love life this week. Got some interesting feelings coming in. I feel all revved up with those. I hear so many. I learned so much.
So many things.
So many things. Two of Pentacles is your first card. The Fool is your challenge. Wow. Eight of Swords is your overall. Queen of Wands is how you get through this. You need to fall like in stupid in love, Virgo. Not toxic, like trying to make two different worlds find harmony. I feel like this is the only way that two worlds find harmony is the Fool and the Queen of Wands. Like the challenge for you is to find drunk love of just beauty, not like little drunk love, but just like like not intoxicating either, but like just pure puppy love. Like where's the puppy love here? Because I think that this is the challenge. And I think that that's the only thing that's going to work. I think that you're in toxic situations where you're like, well, my world's changing and theirs is. And like, how do we make this work? That's like sorting out this great star for you. I felt that one right away. It's like, what, did you forget? You think you're stupid to find puppy love? That actually exists. And love is love. Like it is like the journey of a lifetime. But I feel like you're blocking that out because you're worried too much about like the physical reality about stupid shit. You got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That's not mastery. You're not mastering shit when you figure out how to bring two worlds together. You're just basically figuring out two puzzle pieces and how they sit next together. It doesn't mean that they love each other. It doesn't mean that they're fucking all about it. Star card, look at that. You got to detoxify the fucking troubled situations that I feel like Virgos are in right now. Oh boy, and bring it back to that fucking love, puppy love, like beautiful space, or just enter partnerships like that instead of entering energy that feels more just like people like playing out the act of dating or love instead of like living it and being living examples of it. This is time for you to be a living example of love instead of living in the fucking false energy of love, which is like going through the motions. This is definitely a going through the motions or living in love and embodying it fully, but you're going to have to wash away something that honestly is toxic. The Eight of Swords is you are stuck in a trap that you continue to stay in the toxic trap yourself. And that's not mastery. Oh, I figured out how to make my two worlds work, but we're not having fucking puppy love. Like, that's fucking gross. That's like, to me, that'd be like, might as well just order a robot. You got Virgo, you got your own card. That's what you need to that's what you do need to analyze is why you are trying to feel that you're mastering putting two worlds together as if that's some mastery. That's not. Like anybody can figure out two worlds together. That's just like two people. Like you walk in a DMV, there's a lot of other people in different worlds all figuring out how to get through the line and pick their number and fucking get their driver's license. That's not mastery. That's been going on for a long time. So you need to reanalyze your life and be like, am I looking for like true love and like magnetic love? And even though you might think that's stupid, no, that's really where love is. Instead of getting too caught up into these toxic situations that it's toxic, it's not good, but I'm figuring out a way for my toxic shit to go and work with this relationship. This star card is definitely trying to, have you start from a fresh new place. Look at that. You got divinity. Oh, wow. With that puppy love and with that beautiful fucking Fool and Queen of Wands here. God, the challenge for you is finding divine love that is just the truest love. But it's like, you got to put yourself in that position. I got a feeling that you are in some really stupid energies right now. And what is it? Do you guys have the divine energy together? Do you focus on the divine? Do you look at the divine? And does that other person look for the divine? Divine timing is everything as well. You got naked before the stars. Okay, that's your shadow. You're doing things all alone when it comes to the divinity world, and you're not encompassing that in your relationship. You're just putting two worlds together. It's like, okay, yep, us two are together. Like, okay, yep, okay, two human bodies, and we're figuring out how to work. This whole like, oh, but I'm listening to all the spiritual stuff. I'm doing all the spiritual work, but I can't find anybody that is. It's like, yeah, it's because you're fucking around with people that are fucking toxic, or you're staying in the relationship that doesn't have any divinity. And you're too afraid to start over. You're too afraid to start from the fresh energy of who you are and go for the ultimate puppy love of the ultimate. I mean, the Fool card with the Queen of Wands here is just like drunk love. Like, it's just amazing. Just like, brah, and not from alcohol, but on love itself. So you have a big choice this week. Like, you gonna play robot? Or are you gonna play fucking holy shit, beautiful fucking like, can't get enough of you? Or are you just going to stay in the toxicness of emptiness and through mastery, which is really not mastery of, oh, I figured out how to make our worlds work, but there's no love, maybe that'll turn the love on. Yeah, that's real sexy. Like we know how to fall asleep in the other room together. We know how to like once a week go to dinner and talk. And he's like, sorry. What does Ganesha have to say?
Old Ganesha. I think this is going to be old Ganesha.
Wow. Determination.
Fiery Ganesha.
I think that can go either way. It's like the determination to stay in shit, or the determination, especially it came on the line of the puppy love and all that great fucking wow. Like, put it this way. Like, this is the vibe that you want to be in. Okay? Like, the Fool is like not thinking and just going with the magic of life. It's the first card. The Queen of Wands, divinity, and that's the determination. Are you determined enough for that? Or are you too determined on figuring out stupid, toxic situations that need to be cleared out? You're doing it all alone spiritually and trying to just put it back together, and you're analyzing that as you're a master? That you can, yeah, you're really good at fixing things, but at the end of the day, how much super glue are you fucking using here and duct tape? Ooh, that was a good analogy. Singles out there, Page of Swords reversed, people who are not talking to you or have gone off the radar communication-wise, like, you got to pull out of that. Also, if you have done that to somebody, like, don't expect them to like you if you try to just get a hold of them. But anybody who can't communicate or can't stay in contact with you, at this point, you should be like, you know what? They're not pursuing me, or they're not talking. They stopped on the text. It's not that they ghosted you. I think the whole ghost thing is so stupid. It's like, they're just not into you. Like, that's, what ghosting is? A fucking weird fucking emotional fucking issue with sensitivities of people that just can't honestly be like, they don't like me. 3 Cups for those in relationships. Is it a party? If it's a drunk love party, you're on the right track. But if you're trying to have a party over we mastered how to just get along, that'll be a very interesting fucking way for you to think about things. Also, could be just drunk to get through things. Or just like, no, we're just getting through fine, staying up high in the clouds, but never coming back down to reality. Because you don't want to face the reality. That's got to be looked at too. If you are there with these, you got Venus in that 4th house, Scorpio. Ooh, this is definitely getting to the truth of where things are emotionally this week. Holy shit. You have to let out your real emotions this week. You can't hide them, and you can't keep suppressing them, and you can't keep pushing them down. You can't keep hiding the secret of what you really are into or what you're not to. You're going to have to reveal everything this week. Good luck.
And maybe that resides in a place of fear. We always kind of hold back ourselves just a bit because we don't know how people are going to perceive it. We don't know how they're going to actually let us into their lives if they know us fully, that deepest, darkest desires, and what we actually think and how we actually act when we're by ourselves, or in true comfort around those that know us fully and that already appreciate us. So I think it's overstepping that fear. I think it's moving that to the side. Throwing that shit. When we talk about suppression, you don't want to suppress that. You want to put it just right in the trash. Okay? Don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of your emotions. Don't be afraid of the love that you're willing to express. Because that person, when it's right, they're going to appreciate it, and they're gonna welcome it into their life no matter what level it is. They won't try to change it. They won't try to boost it. They won't try to pump it up or inflate that shit like we're dealing with here in the United States.
Literally was just proven, especially during I think the article was showing during the campaign or during the election, like overblowing the numbers by 94% to make the other guy look good. Fucking ridiculous. And then you know what's even more insane is all these people go get this fucking shot because they're so afraid of something that was already, the overinflated numbers were nothing on a global scale. And then now when you realize the overinflated numbers and you were to put the real percentage of 6% of whatever the actual number is that they say passed from just that.
Right.
I mean, if you do 6% of, let's say, 100,000, that's 6,000 people. You just add that times 5, right? Like, I mean, it's not the 580,000 that you think it is. We're not even crossing 100,000. Like, you know, like when you actually get to it, you really fell for it for that. Hard truth bombs with all this eclipse stuff coming up. Next reading that we got here is Geminis. While you load that, I'm just going to go pee.
Okay. Get that soda action. What up, everybody? For your next installment of Craig's Go Nowhere.
Conte in there. New York City.
We got that dip. It's a fresh salsa. Well, it was fresh at one point. At one point, it did grow from a vine. Just like all of us, we are fresh little vine growing. I like chunky. I like extra salt, extra spicy sometimes. But you know, that's just another label. That I'm a spicy individual. Are you a spicy individual? Whatever you want to call yourself, whatever feels right for you, then do it. Then do it. You know, so many times people kind of put labels on us or try to judge the way that we dress or the way that we act. And from an outside point of view, you know, I can get it. I get it. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, what the fuck is going on there? But it makes me feel good regardless. So then I take those steps outside and I feel even better. Welcome myself to the world every damn day. You know, are you doing the same? I'm not saying that I appreciate myself every day or that I even think about that every day, but it's in the confidence of being able to express yourself without actually trying, maybe. Just knowing, being able to live in the moment, being able to live in that expression is a very fun and very beautiful thing, and some people get lost. And it's sad. It can be sad to see people kind of walking through life, I'm not saying without a purpose, but without having that passion within that you can see. They have it burning within inside, but they don't want to stoke the flames. They want to hold it inside because they're afraid of that outside perception that's going to come falling down on them. They don't know if they can take it. When you can. You're able to take anything that's thrown at you because we are strong individuals. We're able to push through. We're able to progress our lives through the most, the coldest winters, through the toughest times, through when people have left us. When there's no one else except for us, we're able to pursue that happiness that we want inside of us. And so don't let labels hold you down. Don't let people hold you down. Don't let your thought process hold you down. I mean, that's the one we got to pay attention to the most because it's there 24/7 with us. And let's be real, it's hard to turn it off. I mean, some individuals are able to do that through meditation or just through that thought process in their mind, be able to. But you got to be able to push back against your own self. You got to be able to say, no, I'm actually going to get up and I'm going to go work through this pain. No, I'm going to go up and I'm going to go experience that love. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself no. I mean, obviously there's going to be situations where maybe we shouldn't go and follow what our mind is saying. I know I try to see what's actually right and what's wrong in this thought process and where it's taken me. Sometimes we just got to say screw it and we got to go for it. We just got to say yes to these situations. We got to say yes to the people that are presented in our lives, because we don't know where that's going to take us. And that's life, because we don't know if tomorrow is actually going to be there. You know, it's a very simple notion that tomorrow is not guaranteed. It's very simple to think about. But when you actually sit back and know that it's not, to know that that next moment might be your last, then whew, that puts a whole nother view on this life. That puts a whole nother emotional state of where you're living, because these each and every moments are actually very important. So how is it that you're spending yourself? How is it that you're spending it? Are you actually sitting with inside yourself in that full expression, in that full appreciation of your life? Or are you looking to change it? We all need change. We all need to flip it up a bit. We all need to kind of step back and say, okay, I've been doing this X, Y, and Z for so long. Is it really benefiting me still? Because sometimes we just get stuck in that motion. Sometimes we just go along living our life, and then all of a sudden it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hey, guess what? It's the weekend again. As those days roll on, those weeks, those months, life flies by. Years are gone. People are gone. Individuals may have left. New ones came into your life, and you're still here. You're still living it. But are you actually living that life to your fullest, to your truth, in your own expression? That's what it comes down to. That's where that happiness is going to be able to come from. That confidence in yourself. Being able to tell people that your opinions don't matter to me. It's what I am inside. That's what matters. So you got to live that. You got to live that. Don't allow that doubt to kind of creep in. Don't allow the people's anger, their pain projected on top of you. Got to brush that shit off. Ain't that right, Davey boy?
Big time.
You can't be letting other people's perception of you paint the way that you're living your life, all right? It's been real. Thanks for listening.
Honestly, you know what? You just got to fucking brush your shoulders off and fucking just be like,
yep.
Honestly, and just laugh. Although, depends on the kind of person you are. Sometimes you have to address it, but brush it off. I feel like I'm somebody who addresses it and brushes it off. Because when you're in a public space, like I'm dealing with right now, like some of the stuff, it's just like people are starting to like create these like weird fantasies in their head, and you have to like set it straight. Like you just can't brush it off, or it becomes an infestation of just like maggots everywhere. Just like Geminis. Are the Geminis ready? Big week. It's your birthday coming.
What's a INFJ? Do you know?
That's based off the Myers-Briggs. So that's a introvert.
Oh.
And then you go deeper into it.
Someone just asked if I was an INFJ. I don't know.
You know, you're definitely like a hybrid of extrovert and introvert.
I could see that. I could see that.
I used to think I was more of an I when I was younger, but once I became 18, I'm not introverted at all. I'm like extremely extroverted. So, all right, let's see what's going on, Gemini. You did pull the 9 of Swords in reversed. You did pull the Hangman. Is your challenge. You got the Page of Wands in reversed. And you got the 2 of Pentacles in reverse to help you with this Hangman. Well, number one, I always feel like the 9 of Swords is a warning in love that you're not paying attention to. But, you know, there's also the other side where it could just be like maybe you need to stop worrying so much. Overall, in general, like everything's going to be okay. But this is kind of interesting. Your challenge is that you feel stuck. You got a Page of Wands here. What do you feel stuck about? News that maybe you don't want to hear about love. Maybe somebody that you love is not loving you anymore that they said they were. Maybe you got the news that you didn't want to hear, or maybe nobody's showing up with love, right? And like you feel stuck. But this 2 of Pentacles is saying, like, in reversed, you know what? So what if things are kind of extremely wishy-washy at the moment? You do better in the wishy-washy. I feel like this is a moment for you to this is trying to move you into different areas to look at. Maybe you're just stuck on one situation, not going the way that you really want to right now. Maybe you need to like kind of free things up to look in different areas. But also this Nine of Swords, we're gonna have to see what this is about, because this is pretty interesting to me. What is this about? What is this Nine of Swords reversed about? The Magician. I feel like you've had warning signs about somebody who you thought was magic and they're not. This is gonna be honest, Gemini. I just feel like, or you put way too much emphasis on some magic happening by this person or you and them, and it's not. This is not happening. Something's not being manifested from the good spiritual place that you want it to be. It's almost like a fake spiritual person. You get the World, though. Good news, Gemini, is I think that you're getting over a situation and moving into a new world with lots of different options here. Or, you're finally being honest with yourself about maybe parts of yourself that thought something was magical about something and they're not. And you're just having to deal with like, okay, maybe that's not as good there. Maybe you have other places that you need to shift in the person that maybe you're dating or whatever, and finding the good in that and like kind of putting that all to an end this week and not feeling stuck about it and just like moving forward. Like, okay, they're really not into wanting to maybe go to the beach every day, or maybe they're not really wanting to, go into a relationship and have a baby now, or maybe they are really not into talking a lot this way, or maybe they're just not the spiritual person they say they are. And this is whether or not, when you complete it, the story, are you going to move to a new world, or are you going to continue with this same world knowing that info? So this is about warning signs that are giving you the right signs, that are saying this is not what you thought it was. This is not the magic you thought it was. Doesn't mean the whole thing. It just means that maybe a portion of it, because I feel like there's a little bit of portions of things, because it's a Page of Wands. It's like something's not making you happy. It's news. It's information. It's like, okay. But I think that this Two of Pentacles is saying like maybe you need to like kind of switch things up. Maybe you were too focused on one area and you need to kind of swirl things around more, and maybe it's not as much to juggle when, you're trying to maybe juggle things in a stuck position. It's not easy. You have to move around when you juggle. And I think that this is about you moving around a lot more in love and in relationships, instead of being so fixed on what you're expecting so much. I feel like this is an over expectation, kind of getting the reality check here. Not horrible, but definitely, you did get the 10th house, the World. So I would say that this is like, you need to this is what the warning's about. Somebody saying they do all this shit about their career that they don't. That like the career is not adding up. People can put on a good show about what they do with their career, and really they don't. They don't have as much magic as you think, or they don't really come from that place, and that might be disturbing. Like somebody who says they are, I don't know, like a health fanatic, and really they're like, well, I do that for money, but like really, like I don't really give a fuck, like, you know what I mean? I just feel like there's some sort of false energy, like somebody who, let's say this to make him feel better, like somebody who says they know magic, but they just really are trying really hard and it's not working, and it's like you saw the warning signs, and it's like it's official, and especially this 10th house, like very like this is their world. Now you're stuck with like, are you stuck, or are you going to change things up, or is that important to you? Well, pull the Death card in the Oracle deck, which is a 36, which equals a 9. But, in order to get out of this stuck position, you got to put an end to this. So you're putting an end to a relationship situation. You're putting an end to an idea about the relationship. You're putting an end to how you're dealing with relationships and feeling stuck. I'm feeling like you're freeing yourself here. You're freeing yourself to go do what you want to go do. What's up with the Shadow? Yeah, blinded to pain. I think that the subconscious is things are a little bit more painful than you were willing to admit. I think that you're in a deeper space now that you're going to be faced with realizing, the pain that really is affecting you more, that you don't want to carry over into this new world. Like, I feel like, the part of this ending cycle is, maybe you saw that this person wasn't able to do this stuff, or that their career really wasn't doing much, and they acted like it was. And then, like, you were kind of numbing the pain, like, and now here comes a deep truth with this death card here, especially like you're stuck in death, like you're stuck in facing death, like you're stuck in looking at the death of it. And you've got this Page of Wands not giving you the news you want, but this to complete something and to move you into a new world. I mean, this is going to be eclipse time, and you're getting a lunar eclipse in your 7th house. So just remember that next week. It's going to be pretty intense.
Eclipse.
You got relaxation. You know what? Yeah, I feel like, Ganesh is like, you know what? Why did I get so involved? Like, maybe I just need to sit back and relax here and open up to new possibilities. I like that he's out at night. I love that. He's like out in the desert at night, probably, smoking his hookah, eating a pear. It's like, what are the new possibilities in relaxation we can see clear? I think that you've been too uptight, and you're finally letting go of a lot of uptightness. I feel like that you're letting go of a lot, actually, and sitting back and being able to get a better view on things, because I think that you're getting thwarted because the view was different than you thought it was. If you're single out there, you got the Two of Pentacles, which is the card that was upside down, actually. If you're single, it's like, do these two worlds really mix together? I think that you're trying to bring two worlds together if you're single, and you're not in a official relationship yet. But do those two worlds really work? And is somebody's fake kind of, career element of things and world really going to fit with yours? Like, don't start trying to fucking force to fit things together. There's some warning signs with that, singles. If you're in a relationship, 7 of Pentacles. Is the partner really got the ability to invest as much as you are and come out with a return? Like, are they really putting in the work? That Page of Wands there in reverse is showing maybe they're not. Maybe they're not as intense, and there's some pain there that you might be blinded to. Like, maybe you're doing all the work and they're not. And you might be feeling like you're leading the pack, and I think that you don't want to feel that. You want to feel like at least it's equal, or at least like they're showing up, because this is showing like both sides, single or not single, that somebody's not showing up like they said they were, and they're not showing up as you expected them to. And there's information showing you that, and you're just like, okay, I gotta like work with this. And there's a death card here. You got to be honest. You really want to be stuck in this thing? You got Cancer, Pluto in the first. I mean, you know what you want emotionally. If you're not receiving and getting that, then you need to end it fully. Like, if it's not all the way, but if you're getting portions, then it's not enough. Sorry. Not because it's Jupiter stuff, it's Pluto stuff. Like, all like my fuck yeah, motherfucker. Like, fuck yeah, that's the emotions I want. If it's not that, and you're like, well, I kind of get it here, and I get a portion of it here. That's why I keep getting this whole portion-y thing. If you're just getting portions of it, it's not it. And you got to remove it.
Yes, there should be no regulations on the love that comes into your life, and that comes from you, and that comes from the other individual. Now, you shouldn't try to force someone up onto a pedestal. You shouldn't say, you need to love me this way or that way. But if you're not feeling that, then you need to be able to pull your cord too. You need to be able to cut those cords from your life and say, okay, it's just not fulfilling to me. I appreciate and I understand the way that you love, but I love on a whole nother level, baby, out of this world. Orgasmic at the top of the mountain. And you're sitting down there at base camp with your little Instapot making some Easy Mac. When I want that 3 cheese, crumbled mac and cheese. Maybe some lobster tails on the side, Mr. Palmer. Maybe with some butter, dipping those little lobster rolls in there. That could be you. You could have that 3 cheese mac and cheese at the top of Mount Everest. Or you can be at base camp with some Easy Mac. It's up to you. Are you going to go and take that adventure? Are you going to say yes and go climb that mountain to the very tippy top? That's on you, baby. That's on you. I'm going for that 3 cheese. Some truffle mac. That's what I'm fucking with.
Not gonna lie, that was hilarious. I was like, sending out some like text messages, and they went very well with all the things that you're saying there. And I was just laughing dramatically inside, like.
There we go. To the top. To the moon, as they like to say on the internet
when
these
you start
days.
dating somebody, you gotta I don't know. It's all the fun, beautiful, and cute texts and shit like that. But some of them are really intense and private. Aquarius. Went really well. That's what you're saying. I think we have this is the last 3.
I'm not even sure.
We have the last 3.
So we have 4 more.
No, we have 2.
2 more.
We have 2 more in the cup, and
So
this is the third.
3 total.
3 total.
All right.
So Aquarius.
All right. Oh, we got special guest Shaktima in the house tomorrow too. So
yes, we do.
Going live.
We're gonna do a couple things with her. So definitely want to be on high vibe for that, and it's gonna be awesome to have her here. We got the Queen of Swords reversed. We got the Chariot upright as your challenge. We got that 8 of Cups, 0 overall. And then we did get that 10 of Wands in reverse. Well, Aquarius, I think that you're having trouble trying to move forward wherever that you feel like you're going with your love life. You don't know where to go. Some weird stuff has come up, Queen of Swords, like maybe some information that you thought you were so certain about in your love life, not, or you just don't know where you're going with your love life and you want to go somewhere, but you don't know where you're going. And then the overall result is like, I think, especially with this 8 of Cups, like there's definitely a walk away moment here. Like there's a contemplation about walking away going on, or somebody, maybe your partner's thinking about walking away, or somebody that you were dating is not showing up. This 10 of Wands reverse, though, it's like, don't put so much weight on where you're going. I think that let all the weight go and see what's going to happen here. What is going to happen? That's going to be the interesting thing. I don't think that you need to understand exactly the challenge is. Of course, always go with the divine, right? So it's like, that's what the Chariot's saying, and especially the Magician wand that the Chariot holds in the stars, and it's got everything. But you got the 6 of Wands here. And I mean, I know that you're looking for victory, but it's like, I don't think that victory is defined. And I think that's the issue. That you don't know what exactly you are looking for victory. And I think that you need to be clear on that. Maybe you're unclear about that. Maybe you're unclear and like you're talking to somebody, but you're unclear in what you really want, but you're clear, but maybe you're not saying it, or maybe you just don't know what it is. I feel like this 8 of Cups, though, is weird. It's like you're feeling somebody wanting to walk away, or you're feeling like you're wanting to walk away. We're going to find out who that is or how that is. 5 of Swords. Somebody's trying too hard that's making you feel like you want to walk away, or you're trying too hard and they're feeling like, God, I'm going to walk away. So you're trying. I got a feeling it's you because we got this upright. I feel like maybe you're trying too hard. You're pushing too hard for something. And somebody's kind of like, I need to like get out of this for a second, or I need to back away, or even in a romantic relationship. I think Aquarius, like maybe you're like, I just need a little like break here. Or if you're dating, you're kind of like, what the fuck? Why am I not getting the victory I want? I'm going to pull one more card for that victory card here. 4 of Cups reversed. Not feeling like you're getting the gift. Missed out on a gift. This is a very weird reading. Gemini, the twins. Oh boy. I feel like it's like, clarity and having the conversations and being clear is everything. And also understanding the dynamic of the other side of what you really want to mirror back. I think that, this is where you can't get the gift of victory when you're unclear and you don't know. And I also think, Queen of Swords reverse, like don't come into this trying to figure it all out. But I think like you do need to have at least definitions, which I would say is not swords. I would say that swords definitely are just more of like the communication and what we think we know. But this is more of what we actually have to understand that we really know from a very deep place, which I would say is like, where is this thing going into? Does it feel divine or not? Am I holding on to a weight? Feeling like there's a lot of like piecing out whenever you see the Chariot and you see the Eight of Cups. Like there's a lot of like, this needs to move. This is moving into a weird direction, or this is moving completely out, or this is something new coming really in. But again, Eight of Cups would be from somebody that was moving out of something. So it might be like, whoa, that's kind of weird. Divine masculine. I think that's what you're really wanting. You're wanting somebody to be more defined in what they really are. And I also think that it's asking you, Aquarius, like you need to put your more like intention forward, because I don't feel like I think that you might be a little gun shy right now about like what you really want to put forward, but that's the challenge. Like let go of the weight that you're putting on yourself to be gun shy. Like pull the trigger on a yes or no decision, or where you want to go, or what's not making you happy. There's a lot of trying really hard here, but almost like you feel like if you're going to try fully hard, it's going to end to the fear of leaving or moving on or somebody. But this whole, hiding your true self, that's the issue, is like you're not revealing something. Like there's a truth that you need to reveal. There's something that you need to tell your partner and that you don't know how to deal with it. Or there's somebody, or it's like too hard for you. You're on a date and somebody's asking you about this. And you're like, oh, I don't know. Maybe they won't like me if I say this. Like initiate, see what happens. Take the big risk. Take the big risk of whatever your truth is this week, Aquarius. Don't miss out. Be honest. Ask what you want to ask. Say what you want to say. You only miss out on the gift of victory when you don't fucking ask for a victory. Or you don't enter the race, even though you can be a gangster like me and miss the first race and still get second. But you got to get first on that next race. That's not the way you want to race, though, because you can't get first. Ganesha.
I'm going with midlife crisis Ganesha on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
New beginnings. That kind of feels like midlife crisis, though, right? Like I need a new beginning. Like,
yep. Yeah. Most deaf.
This is crazy that you said that, but then my spirit guides are channeling this. I don't even call my spirit guides. It's just my guides. They're like, they don't like that name. They're like, spirit guides. Like fucking, we're a lot more than that. Go back to the beginning of whatever it is and who you're thinking about or who you're dealing with or the relationship. Like, is it that anymore? And also, like, can this start a new beginning from you being more initiative? But, I'm a little, I don't want to say I'm worried, Aquarius, but I am a little perplexed. Saturn is retrograding in your sign this week. We have this new beginnings card, and we have an Eight of Cups, and we have a Chariot. I mean, this is definitely moving in a whole different direction, your love life. So that's a good thing, but bad thing if you are so like, well, no, it's got to look this way or whatever. But you do not want to try too hard. But it's kind of weird. This is what's weird. You're trying too hard to not try hard. Of whatever you really want to say and what you really want to come out with. You're trying really hard not to do it. Like, I don't know if I should. That's what's fucking crazy. That's what's blowing my mind right now. If you're single out there, you have the Ace of Swords, definitely communication issues, not understanding where to pierce the veil. If somebody can't tell you where they really want to go, like they're kind of like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't really know what I want. Like, get the fuck away from that. What you're doing. And then you got the Eight of Pentacles here. This is some mastery going on in relationships, Aquarius, so I wouldn't be too nervous now. I'd say that this is definitely about like, how do you master the relationship when it gets to these weird places where, maybe you guys need to start from a new place because some air needs to be cleared big time here. Big time. And is the mastery good enough between you two? Do you guys work together well? Or is it not starting to work together well and it needs a new place to start from? You guys started somewhere. Where are you at now? And are you willing to maybe start, this is the new point, and get over all that old stuff and go to a new place? Because if you're going to hide your true self, then you're not doing anything good to your partner. I'm not saying you're doing anything malicious either. I just think that you're holding back some things that you want to say. Libra Ceres in the 6th. Yeah, this is about health, reality, the relationship, the health status of the relationship, and also the reality of the relationship, and if it's really still building in a positive direction or not, and needing some criticism and clarity, and more importantly, some sort of change that's going to, get things back into rhythm or not. And also, if you're single, you need a relationship that you can build upon that has a reality that actually could build a relationship on. Trying to build a relationship with somebody living in a trash can right now probably isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm. Unless you love.
There's a lot of those around now, and I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, as a Virgo, I don't know how well you would like sleeping
We're on
in a trash bin,
or an Aquarius.
Sorry, Aquarius. But
whatever.
I don't think Aquarius would like that either. Like Aquarius, like their own space. Like they
want their own dumpster.
No, they like, actually Aquarians are very clean, and Aquarians like an energy that feels like they have what they love to connect with, and every Aquarius I know likes a very nice space.
Maybe a greenhouse.
They have Taurus as their 4th house. They like nice homes. They like nice, beautiful places.
They could have a greenhouse on a hillside in the
that too.
In the snowy basin that once was the great wide open, and there was elk and Eskimos running around everywhere, hunting and fishing, but yet now it's just them in their greenhouse. But
last year, Aquarius and Taurus. Do you have something else to add?
Well, I was just gonna say in or out when it comes to relationships, when it comes to your life, and what is it, Taurus?
Yep, Taurus.
And we all have to make that decision at some point. We got to draw that line in the sand, so to speak, and it might be that time for you. And that comes to your own inner turmoil as well. That's not an outside projection of your partner. Look within first, draw that line first, and then address the outside situation. There you go.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation
The enunciation has begun. Hello, Taurus. Hope that those Tauruses out there that are here at the end of Taurus are having a nice birthday. I know that you all had some very interesting things for your birthday go down in your life. You're about to see your birthday end and really start this new cycle. So I'm excited for you all, and let's see what's in your love reading for this week, Taurus. Do we got any moves? Do we got any?
It's funny. Someone put some Aquariuses hire maids in the chat, like held it for review. It's a pretty basic little comment. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Such a sensitive world nowadays. 6 of Cups in reversed is your first card. 5 of Cups is your challenge in reversed. 3 of Swords in reversed. Oh boy. 8 of Pentacles in reversed. Wow. I feel like Taurus, this one overall is like, let go of what is just so, like, you know what? You can live the story of a terrible love life, or you can choose not to. That's what this is about. I mean, 6 of Cups reversed, 3 of Swords reversed, 5 of Cups reversed in the challenge. I mean, this is where it's like unnecessary sorrow, unnecessary feeling like the memories of the past will never happen in a beautiful way, unnecessary feeling that heartbreak, and more importantly, the feeling of like, why would the universe try and build you anything from that place? Ace of Pentacles to help you through a 5 of Cups reverse. Like, no, we're not going to build off of sorrow, especially that's unwarranted. Like you're kind of in a place right now where it's like the victim love story is not going to work. The only victim story that's going to work is that you are a victim of love in a good way, like not a negative way. And I feel like these are very intense, emotional, intense, like mental things that, it's like, have you been even really showing up is one question. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Like, it's almost like, did you even really want that? Like I almost got a feeling like you're kind of like, I don't know. I've been using this one a lot lately, but like not in this, but just like you got to show up to the game. Like you can't complain that you didn't get to be played when you didn't show up to practice and then you showed up to the game halfway through. Like you just like, and I feel like that's what's going down. It's just a feeling. I just can feel it. I'm seeing it in the cards. The 6 of Cups in reversed. I mean, Page of Pentacles reversed. I mean, not saying what you really want, or nobody showing up with what maybe you want to hear, or you're not. Nothing's work, even though people are saying they're going to do stuff and it doesn't happen. It's like, but there's a place like this is trapped in the past memories, space. This is also trapped and also needing it to be like this perfect, beautiful place of, but also the 6 of Cups is pleasures. And it's almost like, like maybe you're afraid of like pleasure. Like you don't give it your full all. Like, sorry to say, but like people fall in love when you feel the pleasure. Ace of Cups reverse. I don't know what to tell you, Taurus. This is an emotional story that being unfulfilled, but it's like unnecessary. It's like feeling like you got the wrong end of the stick, that you didn't even have the stick to own, that you weren't even wanting to own the stick, or you're not showing up with a stick. Jupiter abundance, focus on the abundance. Like it's time to expand your life. It's time to try and open up some doors here, Taurus, because seeing this and then seeing Jupiter, it's like Jupiter's trying to say like, get over it. Let's go. Let me show you all the fucking amazing adventures that you could have in your life. Get over this weird, there is something that you can't get over, and it's in yourself deeply about your whole love story and your whole love situation. No more victim shit. 0, no more. No more.
Not up in here.
Not up in here. You got to focus on what you want. And if you don't set your aim and you focus in an area of the abundance you want, you're never going to have abundance. I almost feel like you focus on it for a second, then you aim in another direction. You need to stay focused and aim and fire at your target. And I feel like you haven't been aiming at your target much. And you haven't been firing at the target. So you're like all weird that like, nothing's going the way you want to. Like even fucking for love, Robin Hood shows up to the archery fucking competition to get made Marion in fucking a fucking costume to hide himself because he's the most wanted guy. That's how focused he is, and it all works out for him. I feel like you're not willing to do that, and it's time to be willing to do things like that. I'm not meaning literally, but like doing whatever it takes to fucking go to love. Or do whatever it takes to at least be available to go to love. Like I feel like if it's stuff within you and, I don't feel like I'm ready for it, or I don't want it, or, you're in a relationship that you're just like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. It's like, you're the one choosing to be there. Open up the doors. Focus on what you want. Like, what is your shadow with this? Holy shit. Revenge? I mean, like, oh my God. And this could be really literal. Like, you're pissed. Something didn't work out that you weren't actually probably in, or maybe that you weren't invested in, or that you didn't show up much to, or that you didn't put emotions into, that you were afraid of heartbreak and you got that and you're wanting revenge because you were afraid of heartbreak and you manifested that. That's some truth bomb shit. What does Ganesha have to say?
Oh, Ganesha.
Spiritual practice. Yeah, it's time to get back into your spiritual practice, but I also feel like this card takes way too much. Like you need to get into love. So maybe that's your spiritual practice, but I'm going to pull one card for that. Oh, 10 of Swords. The spiritual practice is getting over the same patterns that you continually do. You love this pattern, and you need to not love this pattern. If you're single out there, 9 of Swords. I mean, I think that you have way too many worries, single Tauruses, and you need to get rid of these worries. I mean, of course, pay attention to the dreams and the worries that come and the warning signs. But I got a feeling like you're attacking yourself by anxiety, and it, maybe you want to find somebody that understands that. But I don't think that nobody wants a victim. Nobody wants somebody who's terrified of love. Relationship one, Wheel of Fortune. God, I feel like you have a great relationship situation that you're trying to control it and you're not letting the fortune come in. I feel like I don't know what to tell you. I feel like you're kind of in a place where you actually you feel like maybe it's not that fortunate, but you play games with it and you try to control how the fortune goes. But I think that you've ran out of options here, and you're gonna have to let go of the wheel and see where it's gonna turn here to see if it really is fortunate or not. I don't know if it is though. I don't know. Like what, the Hermit, the crotchety card. Wow, Tauruses, from the ultimate place of love and light, I'm going to pick you one card to help you all through this, the Enchanted Spell Oracle, because I got a feeling like we need all the magic that we can get for this for you this week. Luxury. Of course, Taurus picks luxury card. I'm going to say this. Like, you want luxury in a relationship and you want the best of the best. Well, number one, you got to show up with your ultimate luxury, the best of the best, in order to attract the best of the best. And if you've picked somebody who's not the best of the best and you want a higher version of that, well, you're going to have to face all that and be like, you're the one who chose that. I'm going to pick one more with this. What's the other? What's the spiritual advice for this? Magic? Yeah, I feel like, you know what? Magic exists. Magic works. Magic will give you every luxury you want in your life, but if you don't believe in magic and you're afraid of it and you're not going to enter it and you're going to stay away from it and you're going to fear love and fear all this shit and you're not going to step into abundance, you're not going to focus. Magic takes focus. You're just a bunch of hocus pocus at that point. Your astro dice. Interesting here. We got Capricorn in the 7th house or 8th house. Ooh, Venus, or is that Mars? Oh, Mars. Wow, you need to like actually go for what you really want fully, and stop going for things that you don't want. Like you're not pushing your pedal to the metal and activating an exalted Mars in the 8th, where it is so powerful, like, and giving it your all. You have to penetrate for what you want. You can't just sit on the brake. You have to sit on the gas. And your issue is you sit in the gas in the wrong directions and you don't push the gas on the things you want. And then when they don't turn out the way you want, you're wondering why it didn't happen. You didn't push the gas.
There's too many of us who aren't actually active participants in our own life. There is one thing about, life going and having that ebb and flow and as we go along, but being cognitive, being aware of actually our surroundings, being aware of our emotional state, being aware of our partner's emotion as well. Sometimes we can kind of just block everything out because it's a little too much. Or maybe it's because we can say, oh, I didn't actually apply myself. So when it doesn't work out, there's nothing on you because you actually weren't fully invested into it. When in all reality, you were just too afraid of the potential of failure, which is not going to turn out well. When you don't actually step forward into it, what you going to fall back onto? A little false narrative? That little impact of your life that you said wasn't going to hurt you, but it did? You have that strength, so you can't be afraid of it. You can't be afraid of the failure. You can't be afraid of the love. We say it over and over. It's great. It's great. It's effing great. See, I'm even censoring myself out there, so we don't even need to do it in the world.
No.
I'm living in my mind. I'm being an active participant in my life. I chose not to say fuck. Okay? You can choose to.
Boom. Last one. Sagittarius. Actively living in your life, Craig.
Yep. Got to be an active participant. Just like if anybody wants to actively participate in a fun little music festival, pleasedon'ttrip.com.
Make sure that you put in the code hashtag, or it's a quote, but it's Leo King
in the checkout box
with just Leo King.
Leo King at checkout.
And we're doing there's gonna be a lot going on there.
It's a full music festival.
We're doing this whole festival, but High Vibe, we're doing a meetup multiple times there, and then I'm DJing and doing astrology talk, and then Craig and I are throwing our own High Vibe stuff. It's gonna be pretty cool. So, That's
will be
coming
a
up
Scorpio
June 11th
party.
through 14th. And then there's an early day pass sale available for that Thursday. We will be there for that early night. And there's a new moon that Thursday.
Yeah, we're going to
They're
be
doing a
up
new
there.
moon thing. I got to talk to Eric, see if he wants me to drop some new moon shit out there.
Yeah, it's 9,000 feet, so make sure you get acclimated. There will be a Scorpio party. That's a fact.
Yes. Like I'm bringing an oxygen tank for myself that I will just like do. It takes me one day to get acclimated in high elevation like that.
Well, that's why we're going up a little early.
Yeah. We're going to go and like stay a little bit at the base and then kind of work our way up.
I'm ready for some fucking bass in my
We're
face.
also taking the Can-Am because the biggest trail in America, 232 miles of UHV fucking like side-by-side fucking track
Yep.
is right there.
I'll be making my world
Craig
famous
and I are going to
quesadillas.
like, you know, take off for a little bit and just go, Wah! Be great. All right. Let's see what's going on with you, Sag. I pulled out a fresh new deck for you. And let's see what's going on. Your
fresh.
first card that you got here is, well, you did get the Knight of Cups upright. You did get the 10 of Cups as your challenge upright. You got the Moon card as your overall. And you got the Ace of Swords upright. I mean, this is amazing reading. I just think all that comes up for me is like, wow, amazing things are going on for you. You're ready to move forward emotionally into, I would say, like, let me deal with whatever emotional shit that I need to clear. It's like you're ready to just be like, let's put it all on the table. I want the ultimate life because you're feeling challenged. Like it almost feels like it's kind of like close to being the ultimate, but it's missing something. And you need to stab this into a new, fresh space that's focused on this 10 of Cups, the ultimate love story. But I got a feeling, though, there's this emotional side here that, you know, she's not that happy. She's a little dark. So, you know, you're dealing with some weird emotional shit, but you're at least willing to face it, which I like. I like seeing this. This is really good. This is a really positive reading. You got the 5 of Pentacles. So part of you emotionally moving forward from is feeling like you got shafted the wrong way. 5 of Pentacles definitely deals with like poverty. It deals with homelessness. It deals with like self-worth issues, like, you know, it deals with illnesses, it deals with like kind of feeling, and especially in love, that just deals with like you've been just dealing with a shitty situation or not being valued that you thought you were valued at or stuff like that. You got the Moon card here. What is that all about? Queen of Swords reversed. Emotionally, I think that, you know, you thought things were going in a certain direction and they're not, and it's like you got to be honest about that with yourself. You got to bring those emotions out, like be like, you know what, I misread things, I'm misreading things, or I wasn't clear enough, or I'm not being clear and I need to be clear now. And I think that as Ace of Swords is saying, it's time for you to pierce everything and be like, I'm ready for that ultimate love story, but anything that is not has to piece the fuck out. And I think that, you know, you might be dealing with some of that. You got the third house of communication's key. I think that the communication element, you know, is definitely a big part of this. The Eye of Horus, I mean, you are having a look at how you're communicating, and also, are you communicating from a wounded place, or are you communicating from a place of really wanting to move forward emotionally? But maybe that's the issue. You know, if you're holding a lot of burdens in your life, like, you know, it's going to come off like that. So how you use your communication is very important. And I would say especially for this week, because you're ready to move forward emotionally, but I hope it's not because of what you're leaving from a negative situation, because if you're going to communicate that, then that's not attractive. That's not going to get you what you want. Got the Magic card with the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. I got a feeling that a lot of Sagittarius are about to run into something like beyond beautiful, like the ultimate gift out of nowhere is showing up. But one thing I will say is I feel like anything that is not magic, and this is dealing with the Sagittarius that are in those relationships that they're telling everybody is great when they know they're not. Because there's a lot of those around. There's a lot of those Sagittarius around. Like, there's a new situation that is so amazing for you, but you got to be like, you got to clear out the shit. And that's the Moon card. It needs to always clear out the emotional shit and the subconscious shit, and especially with the Queen of Swords, like the stuff that everybody's going to see through the lie, okay? Your friends, your family, like, and they're going to call you out too, including right now. I'm calling you out, Sag, okay? Like, weird situations, not revealing everything. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, you know, it's like Sages are super easy to figure out. Like, you can just even go on their Instagram and they have like 1 million pictures tagged of some dude and shit. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I haven't been doing anything. And it's like, really? They're like, this was a week ago? You know, it's like Sages, you can't hide your shit anymore. Put it all out in the open and the most amazing shit's going to happen. But you're going to have to put it all in the open if you're in some weird relationship that you feel like you're getting shafted in or you're not attracted to, because 5 of Pentacles too is like, you know, kind of dealing with like a limp person who's limp dick or fucking whatever, or somebody's just not fucking got the goods, or you're not attracted to at all. You actually look at them kind of like, this is gross. What am I doing? Or you're being treated like that. You got to get over this whole I'm fated to suffer thing, because it's like, I'm always fated to suffer. Yeah, because you're not clear and you hold on to some weird emotional shit and some subconscious shit and some hidden shit that you need to put out in the open. You have the best love story of anybody. I think Virgos too. They had such a great row here. Like, this is where you have magic that's trying to pierce the ultimate love story. Live that. Don't live this wounded life in this unclear part or these hidden shadow elements of this fated to suffer. So, you know, you don't want to face anything and you don't want to face suffering, because if you're afraid to face suffering, then you should not play with love. Like, there's suffering in everything. Like,
it's where the
surrender, I mean,
growth comes from.
Probably the best thing that you can do in this moment is just like surrender and see what the beauty is going to bring here. You know, but we surrender to what exactly? The lovers. Oh, wow. Surrender to true love.
Surrender to me.
This is the best reading Sag has got in 2 years.
Fuck yeah, Sag. Kicking ass, taking names.
If you're single, 2 of Pentacles. Stop trying to worry about how am I going to get this person's world and my world together. You're the one creating the separation of 2 worlds, because you're not ready to integrate. It's like you're too held up in your house, or you're too held up in your own world from this deck, and you're just like sitting there looking at what you could possibly be. But are you going to actually be that person and show up as that person? Or are you're going to float the idea out there? If you're in a relationship, 7 of Pentacles. Is this person really investing as much, or is it just money or whatever? Do they really value you? Do they really see the beauty in you? Do they want to keep investing? Do you want to keep investing? Do you want to keep, like, what's that about? The Hermit. I got a feeling Sagittarius are crotchety in relationships because they're realizing, like, the investment and the return, they need to go kind of into, you need to kind of go in your own space and be like, is this worth the return I'm getting and how much I've put in? And only you can determine that one. Virgo, 2nd house, Saturn. Well, they're definitely checking your self-worth and seeing also the worth of others and seeing if whether or not this will fit in your reality. Will this reality match my reality? Is this, but this is also self-worth issues over like stupid criticisms on yourself, and don't put that out there. Self-worth issues over physicality, or even like being too perfect. Like, this is not about perfection to get what you want. This is like, maybe hold back on the whole perfection thing, but at the same time, for the other people, you've held back on the perfection thing so long, and you just keep getting shit because you don't have high standards, and you need to set the bar higher. And that's Deep Love Tarot.
Woo! We did it. No pity parties, Sagittarius. Well, for a bit, you know. I love me a good pity party. I'll be real with y'all. I do. But you can't live there forever.
No, and Saturn retrograde weeks are tough. Saturn stops. Frustrations come out. And with the sun and moon squaring again from Taurus to Leo twice in 1 month, you know, it's only the best of the best. And anything that didn't work out wasn't the best of the best. Anything that does work out, it is the best of the best. So that's all there is. You know, as my good friend Christopher Witecki, we always laugh because, you know, he's a Taurus, and there's cows and there's bulls, and there's, you know, there's the white and the black milk cows, and then there's the brown cows, and you know, And we always laughed in Soul Garden that, Leo Taurus, he's Taurus with Leo Moon. He's the white bull, right? Like the whole prize bull. And it's like the prize bull of your life, the prize of happiness. Because Leo Taurus is truly, because I'm the opposite and the flip of that. That's my whole life is Leo Taurus, right? Like if we use the 3. It's like I only will do the most amazing, most beautiful, most amazing shit. I won't do anything else. It sucks. It's hard. But it's so worth it in the end. So it's like the ultimate things are worth it. It's worth it saving a little bit more money for the better thing. It's worth it to save and be single for me, to be single for 2 years before I attempt anything at all, right? Of a full-blown relationship. And it only will be that way only if it's just epic. So that's the whole thing. This is not where jumping around works because it's fixed energy. Then we're going into jump around energy. But when you understand the fixed energy and you see it, then it's the fun of the change in that life, opposed to jumping around in fixed energy of, I kind of want the best, but I'll take second best, or I'll take the whatever you got, and then going into change energy and then changing your mind, right? So I'm sending you all my best. Don't let the frustrations and the blocks of Saturn stopping get you down. It's in Aquarius. Your block is when you choose to not connect, or your block is when you choose to connect to what must be disconnected from. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
When I was saying about Craig, remember that's not Craig.
It's not me.
And we love you all.
Not me. Please don't trip.com.
Peace out. Later.